Good afternoon, good evening, happy Hogmanay, good morning to you all. How are we? I'm really happy to be here on the last day of the year. I see we've got some keen little beans today. Everybody's already here. I'm just going to whip my mouse round so that I can actually control things and talk at the same time and look at you as well. It's a Jim. Okay, who have we got? Obviously we have Thea, she's made herself known, and we've got Miri as well, who has been away and back with tea and biscuits, I do believe. Hi Danny, how are you? It's so good. We've got Jan as well. I hope the rest of your day today was relatively uneventful. We were having a wee chat earlier. April's here as well. Good morning, April. Good morning, afternoon. Yeah, I think I'm probably the most aware of different people's time zones. And I think, as far as I know, looking through here, Thea is the closest one to New Year, to actual, New Year, out of all of us so far. Hi, Cal, how are you doing? Nice to see you too. I have arrived. We can start now. Okay, good. Love it very much. Love it very much. Hi, Teddy. You're making your morning coffee. Good. So super early for you. Maybe 6 a.m. for you, thereabouts. Just a wild guess, because normally it's 5 and that's when we start at 3. So I'm just, my little brain's trying to do the maths the best I can. It's all good. It's all good. My God, you're chatty today. Daria, happy Hogmanay to you too. Nice to see you. And we've got Susan too. Hello. How are you, Susan? Okay, Europa's here as well. You made it. Yay! Terry's probably the furthest away because it's 6. Yeah, it's 6 a.m. but it's 6 a.m. on the 31st for Terry. Oh, so good. So we've got quite a broad range of I was going to say occupants there, of participants today. It's all good, it's all good. I'd just like to address my hair before anyone mentions it. I do not know. I'm super floofy, I'm really faded, but you can see I'm really blue in at the roots, which is weird. My hair is floofy because it's clean. So take that as like a compliment that I made the effort to wash my hair before I started this stream. No, I was out for a run this morning. It was extremely cold this morning, but I run really well in the cold. I had such a good run this morning with my thermals on. And I was telling everybody in the Discord earlier, I get really pissy about it for some reason, and I don't know why, because I literally don't share my run data with anyone apart from Jan. And I was really annoyed because when I got my run summary, it gives you what the weather was like, and it said it was 2 degrees Celsius. It was not 2 degrees, it was like minus. And I don't know why that really annoyed me, but it just did. But anyway. So yeah, had a good run. So I've just kept my running watch strap on because I will be going out again tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a really easy, slow, long run. I just call it going for a jolly. I might not even put my watch on tomorrow. I'll wait and see. But yeah, glad to get the run in today and say nice and fresh and clean and ready to do some arting for the last time this year. So what I would like to know from you guys before we sort of officially start is, what are your plans for New Year? Are you watching a film and going to bed? Are you going out somewhere? Are you meeting with friends? Are you having a nice dinner? I'm always really interested in, what other people do. In Scotland, we do what we always do, we drink. Yeah. And that's probably what I'll be doing. I'm going to stay up for the bells, but I'll probably go to bed quite soon after, honestly. We'll see how it goes. No, weather apps suck in general, yeah. Jan says no watch, hide it. Right, just for you, Jan, I will keep my watch on tomorrow. I will wear my watch and go for a run. Susan says she'll hopefully be sleeping. Yep, okay. I think I'll be in bed with her sinus meds. Oh no. Going out for a crepe with Mr. Danny. Yay! Like that. I like April's plan as well. 0 plans, just going to hang out in art and listen to music and have a couple of beers. Yup, that sounds pretty good to me, actually. I quite like that idea. I don't know, I actually, Mr. Jem and I don't really have a plan for later. We kind of toyed with the idea of going to the pub. It's the walk back in the cold that's the problem. I mean, it's so cold today. It's I think, not Garmin. I think it was -3 this morning because we've got a farm thermometer for outside air temperature, and it's usually fairly accurate because we use that for crop things and whatnot. And it was reading -3 this morning. when I left, you know, like when I went out, and I don't think we've got much above freezing today, but it's really cold now, because I mean it's almost completely dark already, so yeah, we're heading back down there, so it's pretty chilly, and the thought of being like cozy and in the house is much more appealing than tramping back from the pub at 12:30. Hi Desert Nails, I'll be playing Pokemon Go until 7 p.m, then going home to bed early. Get some rest. Be refreshed for the start of the next year. Thea's got snow. Terry's early to bed as usual, but I'll sure be awoken by lots of fireworks later. Oh yeah, that's the only thing, isn't it? Right, so also just straight into the Jack Daniels. The I was about to say this evening, it's this afternoon. It's still this afternoon, but I like today. So, cheers, Slange. Jack Daniels. This will be the last of the Jack Daniels for me for a while. I've decided I am going to do Dry January, just because I've got a race coming up in the middle of March and I've missed so much running that I would normally have done by now because I broke my elbow. So I'm going to try and give myself like the best chance that I can, and a month of no alcohol is not really a big deal, but it's enough to get me kick-started into like a real, like proper, like running schedule, like a proper training plan. So I've been kind of working on that as well. Obviously taking a little bit of time to art as well while we're at it. -12. Oh no, I definitely won't go running in that. That's not going to happen. I think he's going to play some Animal Crossing as well. Terry will be imbibing her JD later today as well. Excellent. Yeah, it's a bit early for you, isn't it? Even in my hardened state, I don't think that Jack Daniels at 6 o'clock in the morning is a particularly good idea. Hello, Ulrika, how are you? Cal thinks she's at a dry decade. Oh, here's Martine as well. Good afternoon. Thea can't even try her can of JD and Coke to stupid sciences. Well, you probably could. It might open you up a bit. Just saying. Unless you're still up from the night before, Cal makes a valid point. If you have been drinking from the previous evening, that's a different story, and it's perfectly acceptable to drink Jack Daniels at 6 o'clock in the morning. Although, to be fair, I can't really say anything because I was drinking pints of Peroni at the airport when I went on holiday to Cyprus in November. And I'm pretty sure that was like 5 or 6 in the morning, and I had like 3 or 4 pints. I don't do that very often, but it's kind of fun. You're on holiday; it doesn't count. You're on holiday. And had I known what was going to be coming in the following days, I'd have probably drank a little bit more. Ulrika's all good, breaking some flapjacks to take to the pub. Oh, see, someone's going to the pub. Maybe I'm not going to the pub. Or if you're camping, oh no. But Theosaurus will not know if she likes it or not. Well, I don't know. I think that's a great experiment myself personally. It might, a particular weekend in London, Cal had 3 hours sleep the Friday night. They went to sleep after midnight on the Monday, Tuesday. Oh, no, I'm he's really not very good at all. But it was completely self-inflicted. He did say to me afterwards, though, he's like, I'm too old for like 3-day benders now. He's like, I don't want to do this anymore. Cal was young and social media wasn't big then. That's one of the things that I appreciate the most about being the age that I am. When I was young and stupid and I was doing a lot of stuff, there was no evidence of it. Like there was no documented evidence, and I was so thankful for that. Jan's going to the pub, but just for a pint. Otherwise, the mile walk back might take a bit. Well, that's okay. Is it like for every extra pint that you drink, it takes like another 10 minutes longer or something? Or does it like artificially add an extra mile on for you because you're going that way? Hello, Michelle. Still working for the next hour, so you can keep me company. I will happily keep you company, very, very much so. The last time I got blackout drunk was about 30 years ago. All these people going they're older than Google as if it's impressive, yeah. Good point, Jan. I forgot Jan likes to fall over. That's yeah, that's okay. That's I'll allow you to but no more than 2, that's your limit. Okay, right, so we're just after 4 o'clock. Thank you all very much for joining me. I just want to talk very quickly about the merch. So for those of you that don't know, the New Year bundle that I talked about in the last stream is now live. Thea, if you could pop a link up to the bundle in the chat, that would be great. So I'm doing a little deal. You can buy all of the merch separately if you don't want to buy the bundle, you know, if you don't want the tote bag or you don't want the sketchbook or whatever. The items are all up on the website individually and you can buy them like that. But just for today and tomorrow, I'm doing a bundle deal where you can buy the tote bag, the sketchbook and a set of 3 pencils, because you can get the pencils in sets of 3 or 6. And we're doing all of that for £24, but that is only today and tomorrow. That they're going pretty quickly. You can't really see the packing station from here, but you can see the brown bit sticking up above the Christmas tree there. That's orders and envelopes that are stacked up. So like stuff's moving quite quickly. So if you're into that kind of thing, or maybe if you just want a sketchbook that's got a shiny pencil stamped on the front of it, please go ahead and head over to the Cave website and you can pick those things up. I'm kind of like heaving a sigh of relief. It's not been particularly stressful, but it's been stressful in a way because it's new. Haven't done it before. It's quite risky. So I'm just hoping that everybody enjoys the products. I do have my It's a Pencil here. I decided I should have one for myself, so I've got mine here. In the lovely Cave blue, the bottom of the Cave logo colour. And the C for sketching, they're actually okay. Because I mean, it's a pencil, it's an HB pencil. They sharpen really well as well, though. That was one of the main reasons, I'm like waggling this about, like, it was one of the main reasons that I wanted a round barrel, because I just tend to find that generally for sharpening, they're easier to work with. So I hope you do all enjoy your goodies if you decide to get some. As I say, it was a bit risky biscuits, but in the best possible way. And I'm just glad it's out there now, and I can kind of like see tomorrow, I can just go, oh my god. So that's the plan anyway. Not me sending the link to Mr. Daddy immediately. Minnie's got a bundle and then going to grab some of the other stuff next week. Right, so I think we'll switch over. Maybe this way. I have changed my watch face. We've got, someone's just put an order in. I don't know if you heard that or not. That's the order noise. I've changed my watch face. We've got a Happy New Year watch face. So that's not going to do anything drastic right now, but apparently at midnight this is all going to go and do nice things. So I'll report back on that one. Your elbow and thumb must be doing all right, your gesticulation. Do you know something? It's weird that you say that, Danny, because my elbow's actually really sore today, but it's just because it's cold. As long as I don't do that with it, obviously that's not the correct arm. If I do that, it's really, really sore. So the answer is just don't do that. But my thumb's pretty good, yeah. I would say my thumb's like 95% there. It's a wee bit tweaky, but it's not giving me any problems. I really just can't with this arm, like my elbow arm, you know what I mean? I can't push or pull anything with any force. It hurts like hell, and I feel like things are moving like this. It's not a nice feeling at all. But yeah, no, general movement back and forth, especially when there's no pressure or force against it, it's absolutely fine. So the Italian hands are back where they should be. Mr. Danny said he's disappointed it's not deck chairs. But Mr. Danny's in the same camp as me because I'm disappointed it's not. I wanted deck chairs and flags. That's me, mate. Just wanted to ting in your ear. Thanks, Jan. I really appreciate the order. Teddy's just popped out to purchase the bundle. Can't wait. Yay. Hey, Snoo, how are you? Nice to see you. Right, okay, so, yeah, so bundles. I'm not actually going to advertise the bundles on socials until tomorrow morning. I have to bear in mind that stock is quite limited, and I think the people that are present in streams and are in the Discord, and are sort of following along and paying attention, I definitely deserve a first crack at it. But once they're gone, that's it, it's done. So, right, so we're still on Festive Bingo, And just a quick reminder, I've got my little colouring page here, so we're going to do a little bit of that first and talk about what we've done this year, the Royal We. But we've got our little bingo here, so there are still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chances to win a little giveaway prize. And just to give you a clue, because I noticed some of you felt that it was a bit of a struggle, there's only There's only 2 out of the 6 things that are related to Christmas. There's only 2 left. The rest of them are a bit more generic, but things that would be likely to appear or come up in conversation in the chat, in the streams. So I shall keep an eye on that. Hopefully Thea's going to keep an eye on that too. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, Thea. So that I can kind of concentrate a wee bit. And you can see my wee cat's coming along nicely. I didn't get as much done as I wanted to. I just ended up being really busy. I had relatives here yesterday and got a new truck as well, so I was back and forth like picking that up and sorting. Thank you, whoever that was. And sorting out insurance and number plates and anyway, my new truck, you'll be pleased to know, like the cat, is Ginger, and I have decided to call her Ginger, the pickup, not the cat. We can call the cat Ginger too, that's fine. So yeah, just been really busy, but I've got a wee bit done. So I want to finish this scarf, and then I'm going to grab some really shiny gold paint and a teeny weeny paintbrush, and we're going to do some of the details. And once we've got that done, we'll shift over into the sketchbook and start thinking about what we're going to do for the first page in the new sketchbook. Flapjacks are out and killing, good job, Ulrika. Yay, new trucks, Easter eggs are in the shops. Oh no. So many traditions have fallen away over the years. What, like seeing Easter eggs at Christmas? Right, so let's zoom in. I'm going to move my my scatter out the way because it's kind of like sticks to the side of your hand and everything. Let's move this out the way. Mini eggs, but yeah, I saw mini eggs somewhere. I don't know where that was. I can't really remember. I can't remember where it was. I don't really go into very many shops. That's the thing. So this is the pencils. These are the pencils that I was using before, and you can see they're in this really cute little tin mug. And it was Julia that sent me this in the Christmas box that she sent me. So it's very traditional, Swedish design on it. Little red houses and the little Dala horses as well. So it's super, super cute. And I'm like, that's perfect. It's very Julia as well. Like, Julia's got like cups and jars and like just receptacles full of pencils and paintbrushes like all over her studio. So I think she's trying to help me channel my inner Julia. So I'm gonna put that there. And I'm going to carry on down here. So the pencils that I was working with, I had 2 red pencils. These were the Polychromos. Let's zoom in a wee bit here to our little pussycat friend. Move that up a bit. Right, so Polychromos, and we've got deep scarlet red and dark red. So that's what we're using there. The greens I've been kind of jumping back and forth based on where I am on the scarf. So I had light green, leaf green, and then pine green. So we'll just continue on down this side and then down this side, and then I can grab some paint. I forgot, Danny really likes her ASMR noises, doesn't she? Just for you, Danny. Right, anywho's. Okay, so I wanted to keep these first couple of stripes quite dark because they're in behind. You know, really give the sense that this is a big. The word I want to use is bumfully scarf. I don't know if anybody else is aware of that word usage. Bumfully. How do you describe bumfully? It's like bumpy and fluffy and. I don't know. They're bumpy and fluffy and something. Lumpy. Bumfly. It's just, yeah. Like, see when you put your hair in a ponytail and it's not smooth, it's bumfly. Your hair's bumfly. I'm not sure if that's a Scottishism. I think it probably might be. I think it's pretty good though, but I've always maintained, like, I like our Scots words because they're usually quite descriptive and sometimes onomatopoeic as well if we're really lucky. It's tingly. Danny's like, ooh. You're so easily pleased, Danny. That's hilarious. I might have to give you like your own personal like ASMR like stream or something. You can just sit with your eyes closed. I feel like I should have paid for that. I wouldn't charge you. Oh, that's funny. Very good. I'm just making up words now. My face while I fiddled with the pencils is hilarious. Did you like that? I don't know. I don't know how many of you actually listen to ASMR, but I find it really funny to like. I like to listen but not watch the videos because I can't deal with the facial expressions because obviously they're trying to have everything very relaxed and like almost serious, and they're always like. And it's like I can't like I just listen. I can't deal with it at all. So that was what the faces were for. I'm just making up words. I promise I'm not making up words. I promise I'm not. Bumfley's a great word though. I feel like we could use a little bit of that light green just on that outside edge there. Ooh. It's a nice rich colour on the go. There we go. That's pretty nice. Yeah, I think I'll just stick with the greens and do all the green sections first and then come back with my red to save me swapping pencils. So this one's going to be a lot lighter because it's not under the shadow of the Bumfley bit. We'll see how that goes. So yeah, I was thinking about, I did quite a lot of reflecting this morning when I was out running because that's what I like to do. But I was actually concentrating quite hard on actually running because I was having a fairly good run. I was ticking along a bit better than I did in my previous run, which was horrific. But I do, I tend to sort of, my brain wanders away. And, I think this is probably the first year in quite a while where I feel as if I really haven't achieved anything in terms of art in the cave. I haven't really advanced or progressed my art in any way this year, but it's been a really odd year for obvious reasons. Before Mum passed away, obviously she was unwell, and that was pretty much from last Christmas. I mean, she wasn't, she wasn't in, the state where she needed, well, she was in the state where she needed surgery, but she wasn't really ill with it until a bit later on. So we were kind of doing that, and I was, she was like going in and out of hospital and taking taxis and emergency and all this kind of stuff. So I just feel as if the first half of the year was just really preoccupied with that, and I was having the extension built on the house as well, and once that started I knew I couldn't film any videos, and that started in February. So, just even that going on, the build wasn't finished until August. So I literally had a few months, and by that point I was only just sort of starting to gather myself together after Mum. And then I went to Sweden, had a lovely time, got really sick, so I was like out for a week. I just wasn't feeling all that great, and at that point we were just really live streaming. And then went to Cyprus and broke bones, and that's kind of like gotten me to here. So I feel pretty unfulfilled on the art front because I've not had the mental bandwidth or the physical ability in at several points throughout the year to really advance and do the things that I wanted to do. Because one of the things I really wanted to do this year was spend more time painting in gouache because I really enjoy it, and it really appeals to that, like my imagination and being able to create these wee sort of like whimsical landscapes and trees with like glowy bits in them and stuff, and I've just not had any of it at all. So I'm feeling pretty unfulfilled, honestly. The positives that I've taken from it though is that I was able to come back to it at my own pace, and when I was ready to come back to it, I wanted to, and I did find it helpful in terms of just sort of processing feelings and one thing and another. And even after, when I'm still going through the healing process with my elbow now, but it's been very gradual. And because obviously I've got quite a good basis now, and my basic skill set's there, so I kind of knew how to navigate that in terms of getting myself back and, like really taking it step by step. And starting with painting was a great idea, because it's something where you're not really you're not really using this joint much. So I'm really thankful that I had the skill set to be able, like, to navigate that and kind of like make a good job of it, and at least have some sort of arting, although it was nothing spectacular. I mean, it was never going to be, but at least that was there. So I'm pretty thankful for that. And just in this last couple of weeks, doing the merch stuff has been great. Like, it's been really good fun, and it's been a nice way to still sort of keep myself engaged with you guys, with the cave community, but also I feel like I was taking a step forward somewhere with the cave, because for the most part, you all know I try and keep it quite contained because I've got a job. It has to be manageable for me, and this has been a really nice way to explore another avenue, go on a wee adventure, without having to put like tons and tons of hours into it. I mean, there was work to be done, obviously, but it wasn't. It was not the same thing as like undertaking like an oil painting or that kind of thing. So I suppose in reflection, I should really be thankful for those things. Definitely, definitely should be thankful for that. But I don't know. I feel a bit cheated this year, honestly. But thank you. I don't know who that was. Thank you. Oh, autofocus. My bad. Thanks, Cal. There we go. That's why I watch junk journaling ASMR. It's all hands and aesthetics, and there's no facial expressions involved. That's a good shout. Oh, that's funny. Oh, Martine, you don't have a bumfly? I'm surprised at that. Okay. Yeah, holidays really weren't kind to me this year. No, they were not. Yeah, making it to the end of 2025 is good enough for me. Yeah, that's kind of the way I feel about it as well. Like, I really do. Like, 2025 can just get in the bin. Like, it really can. Maybe the slower art year will lead to a very rejuvenated creativity in the new year. Well, I hope so, Danny. I'm kind of feeling that way. And making it without murdering anyone is always an achievement too. This is very true. This is very true. April says, I admit nothing. Hi, Green Hat, how are you? Nice to see you. Nice to have you. We're just saying what a crap year 2025 was for art stuff for the cave. It was terrible. But yeah, so that's, in that sense, I can't say I've had a particularly good year, but even on a more sort of general note, to a general level, I haven't had a good year either. One thing that has gone well, not as well as I hoped, but one thing that has gone well is getting back running. So I did start back running, would be a year past in, I want to say, August. And then obviously with mum and stuff, that all kind of went by the wayside. But I have run intermittently this year. It's not been consistent, and that's what I need to achieve now, because I've booked a race. I am racing on the 14th of March. And I need that consistency. But the fact that I've been able to just go straight back out, even if it's been in fits and starts, and I've been able to go and run, like 10 kilometres, 4 miles, whatever, without too much hassle, is really nice. So I have maintained a sort of very base level of fitness, which is nice. And even, even going out this morning, because as I say, on Sunday, my run on Sunday was terrible. You would think I'd never run a mile in my life. It was awful, and there was not one part of it that I enjoyed. Like, I really hated every second of it. And that doesn't happen to me very often, but there was just so many things wrong, which I'll not bore you with, but like nothing was sitting right. Like, mentally I wasn't right, physically I wasn't right, and I was just like, oh, why am I doing this? So I still did it. Like, I still finished. I did actually contemplate stopping and just going home at one point. In my 20 odd years of running, I've never done it. I've thought about it often, but I've never done it. And Sunday was one of those days. But yeah, I went out this morning and everything was great. So that's a very good reminder that I've been able to keep a baseline of fitness. And I'm very thankful for that. So you know, that's a great thing to have to carry forward into next year, so I'm very grateful for that. I'm also very grateful for the position that I'm in with my family, like with my dad and my brother. My brother and I aren't particularly close, like we don't talk very often, but in the light of recent events we're communicating a bit more now. So that's quite nice. And it's nice, you know, like we're never going to be like the super close brother and sister. We're very, very different people. But we've been able to communicate really effectively and, you know, have a laugh and that kind of thing. So I'm really thankful for that this year as well. And I think that's been one of the nice things to sort of come out of, you know, out of a really bad situation. So yeah, there are some positives to be taken from this year. It's just not very many, like they're few and far between. And that happens sometimes, but once again, and I did say this jokingly, I was like, people need to stop dying on me, like, but nobody's allowed to die next year, like, absolutely, because see if they do, I'm going to throw a tantrum. Like, I just like, no thank you. We're done with that for a little while, so, yeah, let's see what next year brings in terms of all those things. The other plus side, the other positive thing that's been great this year is I've got a lovely new kitchen. It was a bit of an epic adventure, but it was worth it. And cooking cooking Christmas dinner in my new kitchen was great because our dining table is in the kitchen. So when you're facing one way, you're facing the kitchen, and if you turn around, you're facing the table. And you know, it's really nice to be able to socialise while you're cooking. That's one thing I felt, and it was like that in the original cave. Like the kitchen was a separate room. And but there was like a hatch that went through to where the table was. And you always felt as if you were kind of like cast away to go and do the cooking. So it was really, really nice. So I thoroughly enjoyed my new kitchen in all its glory. It did take a bit of figuring out because it's the first Christmas that I've had my new, you know, like my new stove and everything. So there was a wee bit of detective work, but it went very well. So I'm thankful for that also. And the fact that the dogs have got somewhere to sleep now as well. And that's another thing I meant to say to you earlier. I am dogless. I am in the cave by myself. Mr. Jem had taken Pip and Jock out for I nearly went to spell it out there. I don't need to do that because they're not here. He took them out for a walk, but they left like just before I was starting. So they will be in their bedroom in the extension, and when we take a break at sort of half time, I'll go and get them. But it's very odd. I'm like, there's no bodies really. There's nothing. Usually I've got Jock snoring away or showing me he's making two veg, but there's none of that today. It's a bit strange. Mr. Hat says the cat needs to be a tortie and we need to call it Donut. Well, that's okay. I'll consider that option. Oh, people are talking about weight. Ulrika's lost 4 kilos this year, but more than that kept the weight off I lost last year. Well, see, now this is like, I'm kind of in the same camp. I have put weight on, again, elbows and one thing and another Christmas. It's not a devastating amount of weight, but like, jeans are tight. And I was saying to April earlier when I went to put my thermal running leggings on this morning, at this time last year I was a couple of pounds lighter than I am now, and they were tight on me then, you know, like I was just getting into them, so I had to like shoehorn myself into them today. And then when I was finished I had to like peel them. I was like peeling a banana. It was quite funny though. I could take that in good humour. But yeah, I could have quite easily, again, just with everything that's happened, I could have put on all the weight that I've lost, and I haven't, so I'm taking that as a win. But that's really good, Ulrika. That's amazing. 4 kilos is not to be sniffed at. Cal managed to reverse being pre-diabetic. That's amazing as well. I see now. This is one of the reasons why I'm continuing to run and try and lose a bit more weight this coming year. And it's just to try and get myself in the best shape, because obviously as you get older, that's when you start to get things wrong with you. And pre-diabetes is a really good example. It's something that can actually be managed and controlled, and you can reverse something that ends up being a huge problem for some people. So it's a thing. It's a thing. So somebody said that I watched the news. I've missed a bit of chat here. Yeah, globally it's been a terrible year as well. Yes, 100% agree with that. Thea's lost 10 kilos as well. That's yes, like, it's something. 10 kilos is a lot. Oh, you need to manage your expectations. I'm too scared to get on the scales, but I know my BMI has gone down a bit. Well, that's good. See, I've already pulled that. The Americans would say I've already pulled that band-aid off. I've been on the scales. I know exactly what's happening, but that's fine. I opened a 4.5 kilo Toblerone bar on Christmas Eve. I could do with losing weight, but F this year and I will comfort myself with calories. You do it. That's it. Toblerone's something I can't eat. Why not? That was my uncle and his wife came to visit yesterday. That's the relatives that I had, and they turned up with this cheesecake. And this cheesecake, it's a Kit Kat cheesecake, and it's homemade, and it's absolutely gigantic. But the outside is just Kit Kat fingers, and then the middle, like, it is so rich. And I just took one look at it and I was like, oh my god, what am I going to do with this? Like, because my plan is to, like, get back to normal tomorrow. And I'm like, I've got this gigantic cheesecake. So I had a taste of it. It is absolutely lovely, but you can only have like a tiny sliver at a time because it's so sweet. Like, and I don't really have a sweet tooth anyway. But you literally only need like a tiny sliver of it. So I reckon it would be probably about 18 portions, and like, we're just never going to get through that. So I think Mr. Jem's going to take it with him. He's going shooting again, and he has groups of friends that are all big burly farmers. I've talked about how tall all the boys are before, so I think he's going to take a wee bit of it with him, and the boys can dispose of it for me. And I need to get back into my thermal running leggings. I can't be eating cheesecake. I did marry Green Hat this year though, so the year wasn't all that bad. Oh, you're so cute. Mr. Hat's so cute. You guys. April's like, now I want a Toblerone. Yeah, well done, Mr. Hat. The Toblerone is bigger than the child. Oh, goodness me. A cow says, I lost 12 stone of useless weight. See you, Dad. Oh. In the loose sense of the title, mind you. Just thinking about that cheesecake made my teeth hurt. Do you know what, Ulrika? See, when I opened the fridge door this morning, because it's all like layers of chocolate and everything, so it's to be kept in the fridge. See, when I opened the fridge door, like, the sickly smell hit me in the face at like 6 o'clock this morning. I was like, oh god, just shut the door again. I'm like, no. Oh. I'll take a picture of it, and then I'll post it in the Discord. It's outrageous. It's lovely though, and see the actual cheesecake bit, it's actually quite light, but there's a layer of melted chocolate about that thick on the top, and you like a crackly layer, and then that's got bits of Kit Kat stuffed in it as well, and it's got a biscuit base, and then see all these Kit Kats around the outside. Like, it looks amazing, but my god, it's sweet. So yeah, that was an experience. Mr. James like, oh, I think I'm gonna throw up just looking at it, but he loves stuff like that. But again, there's no way even he would manage all of it. So yeah, it's figuring out how to transport it as well, because it's quite tall. So I said to Mr. Jem, I think what we'll do is we'll portion it into slices, and then I can put the slices into like little Tupperware tubs, and then he can transport them that way when he goes away. I don't know. It's amazing though, like it's so cool, and it weighs an absolute ton. I couldn't carry it. Again, just talking about my elbow area earlier, like see even with two hands like that, I was hurting my elbow. I had to get Mr. Jim to put it in the fridge. Oh yes, a picture in Discord please. Yes, I shall do that for you after. April just had to put in a delivery order of a sandwich just to have an excuse to include a cookie. Do you not just buy lots of cookies? Does it not work like that? Well, Ulrika's disappeared, but Thea's allowed it, so it must be okay. That's funny. You guys are good. Love it. Right, I need to get a bit more of an even layer here. Feeling that feels a bit patchy, this one. I need to be speeding up a bit here if we're going to get stuff done today. Let's put a wee bit of this down. I think as well I might. Oh, hang on. Do you know what I need? I need a pointy point. That's what's wrong. Let's see if I can do this with this arm. Yeah, there we go. Oh, individually frozen balls of cookie dough in the freezer. That is such a good idea. Get people running out in and out of chat without asking. No, how dearly. Pointy point. Cookies and balls. Oh no. There we go. 2 nice pointy points. That's me. I'm a bit happier now. I don't know why that was annoying me so much, but it was. I mean, it seemed to be easily irritated today. Yeah, that's better. The pencil's going down better as well. Look. That was just what I was needing. I have to try and even this out a little bit now though. This dark red's really nice. Which one was this again? Yeah, dark red, oh, unsurprisingly. It's a really nice colour. I feel like you could use this like in with some browns as well. Like it's deep enough that you would get away with that, and you could blend it in with some browns just to maybe like warm it up a little bit. Kind of like that. I'm going to try and put a bit of a crease in here. I feel like there should be a patch there. Thea touting the merch. Green Hat's hungry now. I was going to do roast pork, but the meat hasn't defrosted. Not sure what we'll end up with. Well, as per, there's no difference tonight because by the time we're finished and I kind of like shut up shop in here, it's going to be near 7. And I've still got a few bits that I need to do, so I don't really want to have to fart about in the kitchen tonight. I have done enough cooking in the last week or so to last me a lifetime. You know, like what I call complicated cooking. So we will be doing our usual. I don't know if we're going to have pizza tonight, but we've got a whole load of stuff in the freezer, so it'll just be something out the freezer tonight, which is fine. See, I'll be getting back to my normal sort of eating regimen tomorrow, but usually after a stream it's usually pizza night for us. That's something that we save for that, just because it's, if I'm running a wee bit late, Mr. Jim can fling one in the oven, or at least turn the oven on. And I love pizza. I love pizza. Okay, right, I'm going to move it back over here now. Do you know, that's really funny. I've just got a notification on my watch from Just Eat asking if I want £8 off when I spend £25 on takeaways. The answer is no, we're not doing that. Not tonight. Thanks to my Instagram, I now know how long I've had my Polychromos. July 2019 and still only replaced 1 pencil. That's quite impressive. Thea's mum's like, you've got other pencils. You can let me know. That's something that is gonna happen next year. For me to order the Polychromos wholesale, I've got to put in a really big order. So, but the stock levels are low enough now that I can do that. So I will be topping up the Polychromos pencils next year, early next year. So if you want to get them from me, that's fine. You'll probably be able to get them cheaper in Austria, I would imagine, though, given that they're German pencils. But you can let me know. I'll turn this way. I'm trying to get a good angle here so that you can see what I'm doing, but my hand's pretty much going to be over this, whichever way round I do it. So I'm putting the pine green down over this whole area if anyone's interested. I'm just making it a lot lighter at the bottom, and I'm pressing a wee bit heavier in at the crease under the bumfly bit. There we go, and then I'm going to go over it with the leaf green. Just give it that nice sort of cheery vibrancy. Very festive. Okay, good. This angle is good. Okay, good. Get that wee bit in behind there. I've generally been keeping this side. If you look at the scarf, I've kept this side a lot darker, given that we felt the light source was maybe coming slightly from the right, just based on the highlight in the eyes. So I'll take that pine green most of the way over. Just lightly though, just to sort of mute it a little bit. And then take my time a bit more with the leaf green. I don't know what it is. My nose is starting to run. This happened last time for like no. I don't have a runny nose. I just glanced over at the chat and all I've read is Cal saying I think I do most stuff horizontally. Maybe the cave is cold. It's cool in here. It's not cold, but normally it's boiling in here. So I don't know why. I don't know what that is. It's weird. It's kind of annoying me though. Everything's annoying me tonight. I have both cats that are keeping me warm. Yes, the eternal hot water bottle. Patty, I'm lurking but not really here. Well, that's fine, Patty. Thank you for joining us. Even though you're not really here. God, you're beginning to sound like Jan. I'm not here. Don't know what you're talking about. Oh, he's so tiny, so he sticks to me for warmth. Oh, that's so adorable. It's so cute. So cute. Thank you. I don't know who that was. Thank you for your order. I'm assuming it's some of you in the that are here in the stream, because unless people have physically gone to the website, they don't actually know that it's live. Jan technically finished work 10 minutes ago, waiting for a backup to finish. Green Hat was going to do the New Year's swim tomorrow, but it's first year in ages. I'm not sure I can face it. Do it, do it. I say I am going for a run tomorrow morning. It doesn't matter what temperature it is, I will be going. But it will not be... It's going to be a very easy run tomorrow. I'm going to take a little tramp through the woods tomorrow and just see what it's like with the ground a bit harder. That's where I went on Sunday. I went through the forest on Sunday when I had my bad run. And the main part of the issue there was the terrain. I went into a pile of leaves that was in a dip, and I know that that's a puddle sometimes, but I literally like nearly lost my shoe. It was like, and I was like, oh god. I didn't fall over, but I lost my balance and I managed to steady myself on a branch that was beside me. Like, so I didn't, because I was worried to put like my bad elbow arm down. So if it's all frozen over, then it makes it so much easier. And you've got a bit of traction with the leaves as well, so you don't have to worry about it being slippy when it's like that when you're in the forest, which is great. So I'll give that a bash tomorrow, because I don't think it's to get much warmer, honestly. Which is fine. We always get the worst of the weather into January and February. We're normally quite mild up until the end of the year, and this year seems to be no different. Just pop a wee bit of that in there. Okay. Mary's got a cold warning, yeah. I think there's quite a few spots where it's to be ridiculously cold. I mean, you're not getting like Thea cold. Thea's at -12, so I don't think we're going to get there. But I'll say -3 is pretty cold for us today. We were talking, Mr. Gemma and I were talking the other night, we were talking about the weather because we're farmers, that's what we do. That's basically our entire narrative. But we were talking about the coldest weather we've ever worked in, and it was many moons ago, but when we first got together, and we were on a farm actually not that far from here. That was the first place that we went to together. That's when we just risked it for a biscuit and thought, sod it, we'll try it and see how it goes. And we were out dosing sheep at night. I mean, it was quite late at night because we were just trying to get finished, and it was -8. Working outside with wet sheep in -8 is not fun. I can tell you that for nothing. But then again, we were in our 20s at that point. Stuff like that was a bit easier. But I nearly ended up with hypothermia that night. And Mr. James sent me in because he could see that I was spiralling quickly. April claims the -12. Snow expected tomorrow. Ugh. I don't think we're quite sheltered where we either get all of it or none of it. If it does snow tomorrow, I'm going to have to go out and take photographs of a few things, which is great. But I'll need to do that after a run. I'll run in the snow as well. I'm not bothered about running in the snow. Surprisingly cold for London, yeah. Yeah, you guys tend to be a tad warmer down there. Down at the other end of our kingdoms that are united. Mr. Hat has gone to sleep. Shh, he won't admit it, but I can hear snoring. That's great. You can watch this back later, and you can see we're all laughing at him. Gone for a snooze. Down there in Crinkly Bottom. Crinkly Bottom. I don't like how... I actually don't know why I'm taking my time to go round all these little dots when I'm going to put gold paint over them. But there you go. I think it's just force of habit, isn't it? Is anybody colouring anything exciting just now? We've not really talked about what people are colouring. So I'm assuming that some of you are still colouring festive pages, or have you all finished them already? Hi Mona, Happy New Year to you too. Cal, prime example of tell me your old reference. Oh, that's it. April's got her cookie. All is right with the world. April has a cookie. That was quick. Was it just me? Is it just because I'm used to living rurally and everything takes forever? That was quick for food. Wow. I think I'm going to see when we stop for a break, which isn't going to be that far away. I'm going to have to blow my nose. I don't know what's going on, guys. I don't have the plague, I don't think. But you never know. Let's just pop a little bit of this. I really like this pine green colour. It's one of my favourite pencils in this set. But that's just because I like green and no other reason. Literally no other reason. Right, let's get these reds done. Let's tag Gem who? Oh yeah, so that, okay. Christine Karen book, yeah! Does that count? Oh wait a minute, does it count? I don't think so. I don't think that's fair. Because I need to. Oh, I can't say anything because I'll give something away. Yeah, no, I don't. I would say no. Because I've asked a very specific question. Once I throw out a few more bits of crap from the craft room, I'm planning on going art mad. Good for you, Cal. Yeah, no, I'll give that one a pass. Yeah, I see where you're coming from, but I think we should just yeah. Yeah. No, good call. I was like, why is she tagging me? So I'm glad that some of you are still colouring me about the whips. Mona's just finished the double page spread. Oh, wait a minute. Let's see if I can find it. Is that the one with the houses, Mona? Or is it the one with the owls? This one. I love this one. I'm sure there was another one. I might have just made that up. It might be in a completely different book. Must be in a different book. I thought there was one with... Yeah, this one. I suppose that... Well, yeah, it is a double page spread. That's the one I was thinking of. But yeah, that's cool. The one with the houses I put up for body colouring in the Discord, I finished it a few days ago. Ooh. Not festive, it was a fox. Well, foxes can be festive in their own little way. Can they not? I'm glad that there's lots of colouring going on. It's good. No, the other market one. With the snow and Christmas trees. I'll have a wee look in a minute, Mona. Trying to keep this hand moving so that we can get this done. I say I'm quite lax for finishing. Like I don't need to be finished like bang on 6:30. So we can go on for a bit. But I'm trying to get better at balancing reading the chat and continuing to colour and talk at the same time. And it's one of the things, I think, because I'm quite used to the live streams being quiet, you know, because we do like a Wednesday afternoon and there's maybe only a dozen, maybe 20 at a push in, and it's easy to keep up with the chat. Whereas when you've got more than that, or people are particularly chatty and there's conversations going on, you know, like sort of in conversations, I have to kind of just accept the fact that I don't need to see every single like every single comment in the chat. And I don't know why that's like I'm struggling a bit with that, but there's a lot of that. And of course, when I stop to read the chat, this pencil just sits like this, and it doesn't do any colouring. So yeah, it's a bit of a balancing act. But this is like, and I've said this loads of times, and Claire from Colour with Claire agrees with me. Like, see, doing live streams, it's exhausting. It really is. See, because you're multitasking for an extended period, it's not the same as just sitting, relaxing, colouring in and minding your own beeswax and, you know, having a chat to your dog or your partner or whatever. It's not the same thing at all. It is tiring. But it's funny because when I finish a stream, I'm usually wired to the moon for like the first hour afterwards. Like, I'm kind of like bouncing off the walls. I think it's just like latent enthusiasm or latent energy. And then I just kind of like crash and that's it. It's like, okay, we're done now. I should really be a lot more sort of polished and practiced at this by now, but especially this year because that's all I've done is live streams. I've hardly done any videos at all. We will have videos in the new year. I have done the YouTube schedule for next year. I was sitting doing that last night just after I did my training plan for my running. So I've penciled in some loose dates. So tomorrow, no, it won't. That's a complete lie. It will not be tomorrow. I'm doing nothing tomorrow. What day is it tomorrow? Thursday. So yeah, so Friday. On Friday, I will post the live stream schedule up on the posts tab and on the website as well. So just bear in mind, because I'll be doing more videos, there won't be like 2 live streams a week or anything like that. So there will be less in the way of live streams, but I think that's even more important to get the dates up. The following day I'll probably schedule them in YouTube so that you can set reminders as well. I'll do that over the weekend. But yeah, just with everything with the merch and whatnot, I'm just having a complete day off tomorrow. I'm not doing anything. I've been in the cave most of the day today, bar taking the truck to the garage and stuff. So yeah, I kind of just want to sit and play computer games tomorrow. I know it's not going to happen, but it's still something that I want to do. No, we'll see. We shall see. There goes that sniff again. My God. I don't even have any. I was just looking, see, or thinking if I had any tissues around, but I took my tissue box out of here and gave it to Mr. Jem because he had a runny nose the other day. But it's just because he'd been out in the cold. And maybe this is left over from being out for a run this morning. Mona's posted in Discord. Okay, thank you, Mona. I'll go and have a wee look. Okay, Cal's Xbox is away for repair. Oh, is it knackered? Oh no, I know you were trying to sort of tinker about with it and get things going, weren't you? I didn't realise it was that bad. That's one thing. I'm very lucky. I'm never short of something to play games on. Jan's done until Friday. Well, that's me. Technically, I'm back to work, like my proper job, on Monday. Not looking forward to that at all. I've had 3 weeks off, 3 full weeks. And it's gone by in a flash. And apart from running, I've actually done nothing else that I wanted to do. Got my new truck. That wasn't... it's not... Like, getting a new vehicle, a lot of people, it's quite an exciting thing. I don't like it. I'm very attached to my old truck and I really don't want to let go of it, but she's no girl now, she has to go. And I find the process quite stressful. The salesman that we dealt with was lovely though, he was really nice, and it was a relatively smooth process, so it wasn't as terrible as I thought it was going to be, but it's just changed because I'm going to a completely different vehicle. Ideally I wanted another one of what I had, but they don't make them anymore. So the newest one available was too old for us to buy as a new truck, if that makes sense, because we're buying a used truck. So I had to go for something completely different. I sat for about 10 minutes down at the post office this morning trying to find the button for the heated seat because my backside was freezing. I did find it eventually, and it was completely not where I expected it to be, but never mind. So I've got a lot of figuring out to do and all that kind of stuff, and it's things like that I don't like I'm a creature of habit, and everything worked really well in my old truck and I just loved it, and now I don't have it anymore and it's rubbish. Heated seats, well, as leather seats we were kind of always had heated. So you're the second person to say that. Heated seats aren't fancy if you've got leather seats. Leather's easier for us obviously because dirty farmers and dogs and occasional livestock. So not that we have them in the cab very often, now they're usually in the tub in the back, but it's just easy to wipe clean, and generally if you've got a leather interior you tend to have heated seats with them. My dad's car's got a heated steering wheel, and I'm like, what do you use that for? And he's like, when your hands are cold. Like, okay. But my mum used to love it because she had quite bad arthritis in her knuckles, and she loved her heated steering wheel because it felt lovely on her hands. And I'm like, okay, fair enough. When you're older than car seats and seat belts, heated seats are fancy. Well, I'm older than that too, but it's really not, honestly. Like, heated seats isn't fancy anymore. It used to be fancy, it's not fancy now. You know it's not fancy because I've got it as well as the other thing. I tell you what is fancy though, I can start my truck from an app on my phone. I don't have to go out and start it outside. Which is great for the cold weather because you're supposed to let these diesel pickups, you're supposed to let them idle for 5 minutes before you drive them. So I can do that from the comfort of my own home. I don't have to go outside. Martine says she couldn't live without heated seats and steering wheel now. Kilts and cold seats, probably a necessity. Hi Katara, how you doing? Right, I'm going to grab... I've just got mental images of kilts and leather seats now. That's funny. Yeah, I'm just going to grab some gold paint and a teeny weeny paintbrush, and we can do these details. I think we'll do the bell as well, but maybe not the bow. We'll see how we get on. Definitely tassels though. I was thinking about that the other day. We're definitely doing the tassels. So let's grab Julia's paints. Make sure I've got the right tin. No, that's not the right tin. Come on, Jem. This one. Just making sure it's selected the correct tin. It's a terrible hardship when that happens to you, when you get so many Julia tins you can't remember which one's which. So let me see. I was thinking Felix, maybe Felix Felicis. Lucia's nice, but yeah, so one of these two. I just feel that this has got more body to it. And it's, well, I mean, they're all shiny, but you know. Let me just select a paintbrush. Now this is very important, Cal. I must consult the llama mug for my paintbrush. So I want a teeny weeny. I haven't done anything teeny weeny since I broke all my body, so this will be interesting. So I'm going to go Old Faithful. I've got a sea white number 2 here. Nice pointy point, teeny weeny brush. That's probably going to do me quite well. So I'll try that and see how. I don't know how well this is going to go. Daria's car sold. It's still got manual roll down windows. We call those keep fit windows. I do love a good keep fit window. Give that a wee scoosh. Hey Jules, thank you very much. Likewise. I remember having to, I'm just going to refresh my drink here while I'm waiting on that water sinking into the paint. I've got one of Mr. Jim's coffee flasks, like his thermal flasks, and the ice is in there so it's stopping it melting. I did try it for tea and everything kind of got in the way. So I decided it was better for paintbrushes. Katara's been watching Hamish Macbeth and I'm just loving being able to translate all the Scottish isms for my mum. That's funny. Yeah, for those of you that aren't familiar with Hamish Macbeth, it's Robert Carlyle that's in it. So that's the guy that played Begbie in Trainspotting. He's been in quite a lot of things. He was in the Full Monty as well. He's quite a famous Scottish actor. Hamish Macbeth's really good though, and it's like we find with a lot of the Scottish shows, they're really kind of like hammed up a bit, you know. But I would say it's not too Scottish, if you know what I mean. That's really cool that you're watching that. I used to love Hamish Macbeth. I haven't seen that for years. Hamish Macbeth, my goodness. That seems like it's a lot of people's favourites. You should try Taggart. When it was on in England, they had subtitles. That's Mr. Jem's favourite flip phrase, bearing in mind he's English. He always says, there's been a murder. He almost sounds Scottish when he says it, but not quite. He also calls it Tag Rat instead of Taggart. I don't know. Need to ask him about that one. We've got quite a lot of good Scottish shows. Do you know what I have been watching recently? I have been watching the new Rebus adaptation, and I'm a huge Ian Rankin fan, and I'm still reading the Rebus novels, and I actually quite like the new tea because there's been quite a few, and I think this is like the third incarnation of Rebus, and I actually really like it. I'm not convinced the guy playing Rebus is the right chap for the job, but the way that they've done the stories and everything's set is fairly good. I kind of like it. Right, let's grab some Felix Felicis and see what happens here. You thought the books were much more Scottish. The storyline hasn't been messed though. Yeah. I know. Oh. Right, here we go. Deep breath. You probably won't be able to see much shiny until this dries. I'm going to have to move this palette. It's on the wrong side. Oh God, sorry. I could move that so you could see all the shiny paints. Would that make you all happy? You wouldn't see the one I'm using, but I bet you that's Papa Jem phoning me. It is. Absolutely no regard. I phoned him at like 9 o'clock this morning and he didn't answer his phone. Oh, every time. Like, he more or less phones every stream now, doesn't he? Oh, dear. He must have been busy today if that's him just phoning me back. It's 5 o'clock. Bring back Taggart. This is my shiny Julia tin, Ulrika. One of my shiny Julia tins. Oh, this is hard. It's not sore, it's just hard. I feel like I've got to concentrate. Top tip that I always give if you're using metallic paints and colouring books, if you don't have a particularly steady hand, you can always wait until your paint dries and go back in with a fine liner and put the line work back in if you want to even it back up. That's, you know, just to make it a bit tidier. But that I find that works quite well. No eating the paint, Thea. Yeah, definitely don't lick them, Katara. Ugh. I mean, I know they've got honey in them, but I wouldn't recommend, honestly. Having seen what else goes into them and physically made a paint with Julia, I wouldn't advise it personally. I think the number 2 brush was a good shout. I seem to be getting on all right here. I acquired a set of really cheap paint brushes. I'll show you them after we've had our intermission and we switch over to the sketchbook. I'll show you them. I don't know what to do with these brushes, so we can have a chit chat about that and you guys can advise me in any way that you see fit. As I say, it was a bit of an offhand thing. It wasn't something I asked for and it wasn't a gift, if you know what I mean. It was like, do you want these because they're like nobody wants them? And I'm like, paintbrushes? Yeah, I'll take paintbrushes. And now I'm like, See, I'll show you them after. Oh, there's so many small spaces. Teeny weeny. Glasgow folks needed to watch twice, one spotting the locations, another for the story. Well, that's quite funny because watching the new rebus, obviously I live really close to Edinburgh now and I'm a lot more familiar with Edinburgh than I was before. And I kept saying to Mr. Jem, I was like, oh, there's such and such. Oh, I've been there. And he's like, well, you shut up. That's quite funny. I'm trying to find a space to squeeze a trip into Edinburgh. Because if I get the train into Edinburgh, it drops me like slap bang at Princess Street, which is like the main bit. Because I need to get running shoes organised now. I don't know when I'm going to do it though. But I'm going to have to do something about that because both pairs of running shoes are now, they're in the casualty zone. They're not dead yet, but they're on their way out. So, and you don't want to be running in new shoes too close to a race, like nothing new for race day. You want your shoes well broken in before you go for a race. So I'll need to do it soonish. I'm quite excited though because I haven't been for new run shoes for ages. And I feel totally justified in spending an outrageous amount of money. Because when I go for running shoes, I never ever give the staff that help you pick a shoe, I never ever tell them a budget. I'm like, I just say to them, budget doesn't matter, but don't tell me the price of each shoe that you're showing me, just give me the shoe. And I find it's the best way to make the best decision about which shoes are right for your feet for running. So it's something, I need a gait analysis as well, because I've not had a gait analysis done for a couple of years. And on account of having a dodgy knee, it's very important that we get that right. So it's a bit of an experience. It's not just you walk into a shop and go, oh, I like those ones. Like, it's a process. And it's one that I haven't done for quite some time now. So I'll make a wee day of it. And because I'm getting the train, it means I can go to the pub afterwards. So I best leave that till February if I'm going to have a dry January. That might be a perfect idea. Like my first free day in February could be my go and get some running shoes day. Let me move this up a wee bit now. I'm down onto the tassels here. Oh, we're talking about murder and crime shows now. That is my favourite genre of book to read. I like crime thrillers and forensic murder mystery type stuff. Really into that. That's like my I was gonna say my cozy reading genre, but you know what I mean, like it's my comfy genre. That and Stephen King novels, Terry Pratchett novels, I'll read at any time. But if all else fails, like a good David Baldacci. Can't go wrong with a good David Baldacci. Midsummer Murders does weird deaths. We've got so many good like gritty crime drama shows. Like Silent Witness, another one that was really good. Just specifically talking about Scottish ones as well, though no one's mentioned Cracker. It was great. Katara also loves Terry Pratchett. Yeah. I just finished, it was quite ironic, the book that I took on holiday with me, Katara, was Wintersmith, which is funny because I was going from the cold to a really hot country, so, you know, sitting in 28 degrees reading like about snow and things like that. It was quite funny. It was good though, I enjoyed it. To be fair, again, I think I'm probably biased, but any book that's got the Knack McFeagles in, which is basically like wee Scottish imps, because it's really funny because there's quite a lot again of Scottish like dialect and things thrown in. He did a really good job with that. The wee three men, they're called the Knack McFeagles. They've got their kind of like their own book, but they're intertwined with some of the Discworld stories as well. And they're funny. The wee big un. Someone's saying hey Susie, so which we've got quite a lot of Susans and Susies. Who's come in? Susie's art. Oh, hello. Hi, how are you? I'm like, which Susie? How's things with you? We've been talking about, it started off with Hamish Macbeth, but we've been talking about crime shows, and it's kind of like segued into me talking about Discworld books, and I was talking about the Knack McFeagles. I don't know if you're familiar with Terry Pratchett's writing in the Discworld, but there's these little angry Scottish men. They're called the Wee Free Men, the Knack McFeagles. That's like their clan name. And they're very funny. They're just angry little men, which, to be fair, is accurate. There we go. I think the tassels look pretty good actually. I wasn't sure how I would feel about that. But once they dry a wee bit and we get some shimmer, we're not quite there. Oh, there we go. We've got a little bit. I think that's going to look fairly good actually. Oh, that was a good shout. Right. Just trying to keep this fluid. Here we go. Because I want the shimmer to be quite concentrated, but on the bells, I would quite like it if you could see some of that texture. You know, just the little line, like the inner line work there. It'd be nice if you could see that kind of just poking through a wee bit, I think. Yeah, that might do it actually. I'll see how that dries. You can just see that on the camera. So this is, I've watered it down a wee bit more than I have been for the tiny details. If you use paint this watery on these other areas, you don't get the same sheen, and because it's such a small surface area, it's kind of pointless. You know, you might as well not bother. I'm not sure what colour that ribbon's going to be. I'm going to leave that till the end, I think. Oh, so did you manage to get to the dentist, Susie? Susie's wee brother's obsessed with Terry Pratchett's. Well, that's funny because my husband's younger brother, he really liked, there's ones called Diggers and Wings, and there's another one, Diggers, Truckers and Wings, and he was really into those. So even though my husband doesn't read Terry Pratchett, he's very familiar with them because of his little brother. That's funny. K-pop Demon Hunter is currently the soundtrack in your head. My friend Rich loves the Guard series, yeah. Oh, who mentioned Grace Kelly? How dare... Oh, Ulrika, no. Got the dentist on Friday, good, glad to hear it. Oh, Grace Kelly, I have huge issues with that, and it'll be like the chorus, I'll just be on repeat in my head for about 3 or 4 hours. Happens a lot. Apparently if you sing the song all the way through to the end, it's supposed to stop it doing that. I tried it doesn't work. A Carpe Jogulum, that's one of the really early ones, isn't it? Yeah. I feel like I'm getting there now. Oh, it's 5:15. How dare you? Time flies when you're having fun. My left nostril is really irritating me now. Like I'm trying not to sniff. It's something I hate. Like see when I'm in the company of someone else and they keep sniffing, I feel like saying to me, just blow your goddamn nose. So I'm trying really hard not to be a hypocrite here, but I don't have any tissues to hand. And I'm kind of on a mission to get this finished. Wee. I need to go and extract my canines from their resting spot now. They've had long enough in there to dry off. I don't think Mr. Jem's come back in. He was going back outside to do something and he told me what it was he was going to do, but I wasn't really listening. I just kind of nodded and went, okay. Yeah, so I don't actually know if he's on the premises or not. I would say probably not, because I haven't heard him battering about, and he normally does at some point. I have not heard him. I'm trying my hardest, Susie, honestly, but my left nostril's getting pretty runny. I say I don't really know why. I promise I'll do my best. It's only going to be for another couple of minutes anyway, so... And I promise I'll go and blow it. Yeah, I put together, just when everyone's talking about music, I change out my running playlists fairly frequently, like maybe every 8 weeks or so. And the the one that I've got just now is so satisfactory. Like, I'm so happy with it, because the distances that I'm running are shorter than the full playlist. So my watch remembers the last song that was played, so the next time I go out, I'm always starting the playlist in a different place, which is really good. Like, that's really helpful. You can also not do that. Like, see if you want songs at a particular pace to help pace yourself, it's really good listening to music for that as well. But I prefer to have variety, and there's a couple of wee catchy numbers that I've got going on my playlist just now, which is making me quite happy. But it's one of those ones where I'm going to have to start circling back through again, because I'm going to run out of stuff that I actually want to listen to while I'm running. I like an eclectic playlist though. Like, I like variety in the playlist, but it's usually a mixture of rock and like dance tunes and maybe a wee bit of hip hop, give or take. And then a touch of classical music just for balance, for good measure. But I'm on a fresh playlist just now, so it's nice, because I'm like, I can't remember what order things are in. I don't like putting it on shuffle though, that messes me up. But I like having the new playlist, and I'm like, I know that every song's going to be good because I put the playlist there myself, obviously. But sometimes I do that and I put a song on that I think, oh, that'll be really good to run to. And then when I'm actually running, it really annoys me, and I'm like, nah. And one of the songs that I had to do that with, and it's a song that I really like to listen to, I just don't want to run to it, is Thunderstruck by AC/DC. I love AC/DC. See Thunderstruck. Do not want to run to it. Can't tell you why, but it just annoys me when I'm running, like, it irritates me. So I had to take that off my last playlist. Oh, I tell you, there's no pleasing some people, honestly. Cal says, I have now, that's what I call running. Well, see, my problem is I don't like half the stuff on it. There's like an odd track here and there, and I'm like, ooh, ooh, ooh. But a lot of it I don't like. I find a lot of it's like really dancey stuff. I have to concentrate here, I don't know why. Like, it's literally straight lines I'm painting on. I've got to concentrate. Post-food nap. Night, April. Better for a high knees workout. Ooh. I don't know. I don't like the sound of that, Cal, like, at all. That's the other thing I'm really glad about as well. See, when I'm out running, I talk to myself when I'm running. And I also dance as well when I'm running. And I did get caught the other day, I think that was last week. Again, I hardly see any traffic, like I barely pass anyone because I'm out really early in the morning and obviously living rurally. And I was bopping away to Pitbull, of all things. I will hold my hand up to that one. But I was like running along and giving it nick, like this, and this guy in this white van drove past me and he was killing himself laughing, so I just waved at him. I was like, yeah, do you know what? I'm feeling good. I'm gonna have a little dance when I'm running along. Judge me all you want. You guys are all so healthy, I don't run. I was having this conversation with Papa Jem, right? And people underestimate how good walking is for you, right? Because although I've been very inconsistent with my running, part of the reason I've been able to go, after being out for 12 weeks and having put on a bit of weight in those 12 weeks and recovering from a broken bone, there's reasons that I can go out straight away and run over 3 miles when I haven't done it for 12 weeks. And it's because my cardiovascular fitness has been kept at a maintenance level because I walk my dogs every day. And I'm trying to say this to Papa Jem and to Mr. Jem as well, because he doesn't do any cardiovascular exercise either. Well, he does, but it's in fits and starts, just because that's the nature of farming. So he's fit in one way, but he's got no stamina. Like, his cardiovascular fitness is crap. And I'm saying to him, like, when people think of cardiovascular exercise, they think of people like sweating and puffing and panting and like on rowing machines and stuff. Walking is one of the best forms of CV exercise that you can do. And people poo-poo it and underestimate it all the time, but honestly, like, I'm probably a lot fitter than I should be, and it's because I walk. Like, at this stage, I'm really surprised, because like tomorrow, I'm gonna run 4 miles tomorrow morning. I might even run a little bit further. I know I can run a little bit further. Be slow, but I'll do it. If I'd been out for 12 weeks sitting on my ass doing absolutely hee-haw, probably wouldn't be able to do that tomorrow. So, people say that, oh, you're really healthy, you're really fit. Go for a walk, honestly. If you're able to, do it. To be fair, Green Hat, I think we've had this conversation before. It's either something you love or you don't, and I'm clearly a lover. I will bore the pants off people talking about running. But see, when it comes to exercise, don't do something you hate, because you won't stick it. Tai Chi walking. Oh, that sounds fun. There you go. Right, so Jan's a perfect example. Jan is quite an avid walker. And Jan, how long does it take you to go for your walk, if you don't mind sharing with the group? Right, there we go. We've got some shiny now. How's that? Oh, look. Oh, that's looking quite festive, isn't it? Yeah, I'm quite happy with this. I do think I'm still going to go for the black background, like snowy background. I think this is going to make this pop out beautifully. And I'm probably going to take this up again with myself in the next few days and do a bit more. I am planning, now I don't want to lie to you here because I had to write, I only did this last night. I was planning on finishing this off in the first stream in the new year, and I'm just going to tell you when that is. If you bear with me one moment, because I did write it down. The rule is, if you didn't write it down, it didn't happen. I've got a section in my digital planner. I don't know if you can see that or not, and it's just called Cave Stuff. So I've got a whole section just for cave stuff. Yeah, so Saturday, this coming Saturday, which is the 3rd of January. I haven't decided. I was going to do an early bird stream, but I'm not sure I'm going to do it because I'd quite like a lie-in. But I was going to maybe do a live stream on Saturday or maybe Sunday. I could do early bird on Sunday, no, because I'm running on Sunday morning. Anywho's, so yeah, I was going to come back to this quite early in the new year and finish it off. So maybe if I got my finger out and got my act together, I could finish Pussycat for the next time, and then when we come back we could do the background and maybe the bow or something like that. Might be nice. Yeah, I see stuff like cold water, like open water swimming, like, no, I'll just stick to running in -3, thanks very much, that's quite enough. Cal, I'd be running to walk alongside you. I'm 5'2". Well, that's, see, I'm only 5'3". I've got a really short stride, and when I'm walking along with Mr. Jem, I'm like, like. Right, okay, so Jan spends about an hour to an hour and a half walking, and I can guarantee you that if Jan has to run somewhere, like see if she had to run for her life, she would be able to do it. It's amazing how fit walking keeps you. The bone metallic red. Oh, that's a lovely suggestion. I really like that, Marty. Well, I just do it right now because I've got these I've got this ruby colour, or do we want something redder than that? Redder? This has got like a gold shiny to it. That's really the Fred's too orange. I was thinking maybe, yeah, ruby might be a nice colour. Jan outwalks us all. Jan does outwalk us all. I don't even walk as far as Jan every day, and I've got dogs. But to be fair, I do one walk and Mr. Jem does the other. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Ruby. That was a really good shout, Martine. Thank you. See, I'll just do it while I'm here. After I've done this, I'm going to take a wee break. And when we come back, we can talk a bit about now that we've established that 2025 can get in the bin, apart from the hats who got married, which is lovely. We can talk a little bit about what we want to do next year, which is actually tomorrow, which is really exciting. I love that. A New Year's swim, yeah, no, not doing that. I'll go for a run, but you're not getting me in the water. No, thank you. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there'll be swims in the Forth, which is the nearest river to me. You're not getting me doing that. I quite like a swim as well, just not in freezing cold Scottish water. Thank you very much. I'll say no to that. Sorry, Susie. I was trying really hard not to do that there. Whoa. Ulrika can't swim at all. No, definitely no swimming for you, Ulrika. You and I will just sit at the side and spectate. How's that? Yeah, well, that's the phrase that I've picked, Green Hat. I think we'll probably have the same sentiment. But yeah, get in the bins about the politest way I can put it without getting a strike from YouTube. Yeah, YouTube are they're gonna get a fright from the Colour Cave next year. I am losing subscribers now. I have never, in nearly 8 years, I have never lost subscribers, you know, consistently. And I am losing subscribers, and it's obviously maybe people that don't art anymore or don't watch the channel anymore, but YouTube are not putting any visibility on the channel at all. And they're going to get smacked in the face with live streams and videos and posts and shorts and all of it next year, and they can like it and they can put me back where I belong. Thank you very much. Can you tell I'm really happy about it? This paint takes a while to dry properly, so we might not see some shiny until after I come back from my little intermission. But there you go. That's perfect. That was such a good idea, Martin. Thank you. Good job. Jan's had a good year, so sorry everyone. Well, at least one of us, somebody had to have a good year. I'm glad it's you as well, Jan. Oh, right. Floating with style. 3.5 and 6 miles. Blech. Like I don't even like running 6 miles. That's a touchy subject with me though, because just 10 kilometres isn't my distance. But yes, no, glad that Jan's had a good year and that she likes to walk a lot. Right, there we go. I'll leave it there just now, guys. If you want to have your regular food chat, please feel free. I'm going to go and retrieve my dogs and blow my nose and do all the bits and bats, and I'll be back just shortly, so feel free to chat amongst yourselves. Hello, hello, I'm back again. That's me. Mr. Jem has this uncanny ability to just know when I'm taking a break or when I boil the kettle's the other one. So he just appeared at like as I was like sorting myself out. So I've had a wee chin wag with him. We've been talking about the truck and one thing. No, my hair is absolutely outrageous. It is absolutely freezing outside. So when I went out to talk to him, I had to put my fleecy lumberjack on, which I'm going to be keeping on. The rest of the house is so cold. See, when I went through there, I was like, oh, it's freezing. So I put the heating on, and I've blown my nose as well, which seems to have helped a little bit. So yes, anyway, God, it's cold out there. The cave is so cosy. I hope we've had good foodie chats, and everything is back to where it should be. As a proper farmer jacket, yeah, it is. I've got two. I've got a sort of reddish one as well. They're so cosy though, and they've got big deep pockets. They're great. Green Hat's got fireworks started. Ooh. Okay, so I have got my sketchbook here. If I just pop that down here. I do have a jockey mo now. He's not settled yet, but he is in the vicinity. Pipster are usually buggered off elsewhere. So, yeah. Anyway, so what I want to do for the second part of the stream, for however long that maybe my nose is really running now. Thank goodness I brought the tissues through with me. Excuse me. Oh, goodness me. Right. Oh. Right. So, some of you will know I've had this sketchbook for a very long time, and in the inside cover of all my sketchbooks, I like to have a cover page. So this was weirdly the 22nd of April 22, and that was when the mecha Augies were sort of coming into the mix. So when we're finished tonight, I will be putting tonight's date in this part here in the same style as up here, and it will be finished off. So the last two pages in here, this is my niece's drawings. These last two pages here I want to use to come up with some designs and what might look nice in the first page of the new sketchbook. I haven't decided which sketchbook I'm going to use yet, so someone had suggested using one of the cave sketchbooks. I feel like they're precious and like I need to keep them for you guys. I do have plenty of the watercolour journals, and I had contemplated that as well, but I think I'll have to mull that over a little bit. But what I wanted to do was show you some of the other inside pages that I've had in some of the other books, just to have a bit of inspiration. So this one. So this was the sketchbook before the one that we've been working in, and that was the little dapper gnomes that we did, and you can see there the kind of thing that I'm talking about. I just like to have a nice front page, like when you open it up. I do have a section that just in case my sketchbook gets lost, and it's all the cave information, so that if someone finds it, they might be a good enough soul to return it to me. Inside this one it says, if this sketchbook has gone astray, please get in contact, it would make my day. Will reward with beer stroke chocolate. So I always put something like that inside the cover as well. And this was the first of the watercolour journals, so I've just been using this for paint. But again, some of you will remember that when we did this, I think I did it as a video at one point. Obviously I'm only a little bit through this one, there's still plenty of space in there, so that doesn't have the second date on it yet. I did toy with the idea of just going straight into this as using it as a generic sketchbook, but I've decided not to do that. I want to keep that one just as it is. I don't know why, right? Okay, that's just the way I am. So I want to come up with some sort of ideas for something similar. So I'm going to grab my trusty pencil case here. Has anyone got any suggestions straight off the bat? I don't know whether one like a New Year theme with like fireworks or something would be cool, and we could paint it, or I don't know. I've normally got some sort of inkling in my brain as to what I would like to do, but I literally have nothing. Like, I got nothing. So I'm up for any suggestions that you may have. But So can we start a cave challenge for joining Gem working in sketchbooks for 2026? To be fair, I'm not much of a sketchbook user. I mean, I've had this one for a number of years. This is a particularly big one though, to be fair. There's quite a lot of pages in it. I'm just going to sharpen up. I've got a wee black wing pencil here. I'm just going to give it a wee sharpen. Oh, there we go. It's really just so you guys can see what I'm sketching. It's quite a dark pencil, so that's quite helpful. Someone holding the new merch to celebrate that. Well, we don't do people. I talk faster than I type. Oh, I don't know if maybe we could have the first thing that I always do. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a landscape sketchbook. I'm kind of over the square sketchbook that's this big, and I haven't found a smaller one that I like. The watercolour journal ones that we sell in the stash shop are too small. They're only like they're dinky. So that's a bit too small. But the first thing I like to do is decide where I want the date to be. And I think this time I want it down in this corner because I haven't put it there before. Like, it's never been in this bottom left hand corner. How about Mildred watching fireworks? Oh, that's adorable, Ulrika. Or you setting fire to 2025 because screw 2025. That might be an option. How would that look though? Well, we could make the numbers of 2025 could be made out of wood. You know, we could do like a 3D something or other that would maybe you know, something like that, and we could make that like all wood grain, couldn't we? And do all the numbers. Oh, what's wrong, Jock? Are you all right? Are you okay? I'm getting the face. Are you okay? I remember there was a sticker of a rabbit in the moon. That's a really old sticker, Cal, yeah. Maybe Mildred and fireworks in the sky. I see you. Oh, you're so beautiful. Oh, this dog. He's down here now, so the opposite side to where he normally sleeps. Oh goodness me, who's... So, okay, we've got a couple of options. So if we did that... Let's wooden numbers. Or maybe we could have them made out of planks. So we could have the zero would be square. Like, make it, you know, as if it's like old bits of wood we've found lying about. Mildred could be watching the burning of 2025 with fireworks going up behind the flames. Oh, and she could have like a little light source glow on her as well. Oh, I kind of like that idea too. Okay, so we could do something like that, and maybe just we could have like the bottom part, and you know, maybe the flames are starting to just like lick up a little bit. It's not fully on fire yet, and maybe have like a little discarded match down down there as well. Mildred in silhouette against the fire. Oh. Mildred could be toasting marshmallows over the burning. Oh, we're getting all sorts of ideas. Dark sky, Mildred as a silhouette, colourful fireworks. Bubble writing of now that we've done a bit of the bubble writing. Okay, Susie, happy Hogmanay to you, and all the best to you too. Take it easy, and I hope you get on well at the dentist. I'll be keeping my fingers crossed for you. I'm sure you'll we'll get caught up on the tooth situation. Right, so we could have kind of like flames. Maybe that part's caught fire too, because why not? And so we could have Mildred. Do we keep her with her Santa hat on? Because she really doesn't look. I've been saying that her little tuft's kind of cute. Like, you know, if you saw the silhouette from the back, her little hair would be poking up, and then she'd have her big derpy ears, and then obviously her shape's pretty. It's pretty. We could have her little tail out to the side as well, like it could be lying on the ground, so you'd see the little floof of her tail. But we could make that the silhouette. Or we could put her with her Santa hat on. I think that's kind of more iconic Mildred, if I'm honest. Obviously the original little polymer clay that we did over, she had a Santa hat. A party hat, of course. A party hat. Okay, just put a party hat on her. So like, you know, one of these jobs. But yeah. Okay, we could give her a party hat. And then obviously fireworks in the background. So I think we'd have to do it in gouache then. Because if we're going to get a really good black sky, can we have a Roman in a toga hat in the distance to celebrate the first holiday we have had in 20 years? No, Jan. You can do that in your sketchbook though, which I think would be a lovely idea. Right, okay, so if we had flames, that's a lot of light source work with flames. That's going to be complicated, but we could do it. I kind of like this idea of having like bits of old wood though that we've picked up from somewhere as the letters, but they would still be stood up, you know, like this. And then Mildred would kind of right, okay. So I might make the dates quite small then. You know, the box for the actual, I say the box, it's just the area that I'm cordoning off. So if we think about this, then the horizon, we need it to be quite low because we need room for the fireworks up here. So thinking about proportions, and then we could have the letters there, and then Mildred's wee outline could sit maybe here-ish. Or should we put her off to the side a little bit? Because she would still, like, even if we put her there, she would still be in the glow of the fire, so to speak. It was a typo. A toga hat. But would a toga hat not kind of look like a turban? Is it just me? Guitarra says to the side. I think slightly off to the side would be better because it would kind of balance the picture out a little bit better. And when we put the date in, the start date, we could have it in the same colours as the fireworks. That might look quite good. That might work. Mildred with a party hat on. That's amazing. That's so good. It's so good. I do think that gouache would be the best idea though, because that would let me get a really flat, like matte background there to put the fireworks on. It's like shiny everything. Okay, right. So let's That's I realised that I know Mildred's got wonky ears, but wow, that's quite something. So we'd start with her little party hat with her little bauble on top, and then I don't know what her the problem with this is, right, number one, I need to get a Mildred sticker because Mildred the actual figurine is in a box in the loft now. So like just to get like her wonky horns right, I need reference for that. Right, okay, so note to self, Mildred sticker. In fact, I've got a Christmas card to hand. I can grab one of them, but that's fine. Somewhere. Mildred, where are you? There we go. We've got a Mildred card. So in that case then she's going to be flipped round facing the other way, so our wonky up the way horn's going to be that side. And then our sticky outy one's going to be that side. And then we'll put our ears in. This is difficult backwards. When I find the digital copy, I'll flip it digitally and it'll be easier to work from. But we can kind of like just put our head in there and then our little arms, or legs, little arms. And we won't really see our hoofs, we'll just see But see, we'll pop her tail like there or something, I think. There-ish. And then she's pretty triangular from the back, I think. Take a photo on your phone and flip it. Yeah, I'll do that after. I want to get sort of the rough lay of the land, as it were. I think we could make our party hat a bit bigger though. Like, I think that could come that way. I've just received a message from my brother. It's probably going to be a screenshot of me doing... Oh no. I was going to say it's probably a screenshot of me pulling a silly face in the stream. I made our family Italian lasagna. It was something that my mum used to do, and this was the first year that I did it with the help of Papa Jem. And I asked my brother to give me his opinions, a constructive criticism, because it's going to take me a little while to get it, the way that Mama Jem used to do it. And he's just sent me a picture of an empty plate, and underneath it says "off to lie down." So I'll take that as a good thing. That's really funny. So, because I'd sent the lasagna like home with Papa Jem, because he doesn't stay all that far from my brother, and he was going to drop it off for me, so it's obviously been utilised, so that makes me happy. That's really funny. I say normally he texts me to mock me, but there you go. You'd see her bottom. Well, the thing is though, I don't think we're going to see much of a bottom. I don't know if you've ever... I'm assuming that most of you won't have seen a cow sitting down like a dog. They're basically very round here, but she's going to be casting a shadow as well as having a silhouette, so I don't know if we'd see much bum, honestly, Jan. She needs a butt... No, because if she's going to be a silhouette, she's not going to have a butt... Well, she is going to still have a butt crack, but we just won't be able to see it. See, and this is why we do this in the stream, because we have very important conversations about cow anatomy. It would be funny if she had one. No, I think that's a fairly decent, shape to get started with. As I say, this is going to take quite a lot of refining, even if it's not anatomically correct. Can cows sit like that? Yes, they absolutely can. They do. Normally, if they've been in a lying down position, when they get up on their front feet first, and then they like hoist their bums in the air to stand up. And when they sit down, they do the same thing. But especially with pregnant cows, they tend to just get up or lie down in whichever way is most comfortable, and that's quite often putting their bums down first, and it gives baby a chance to like position itself before they go down on their front legs. It's not very common, I have to say, but see, when they do it, it's really, really funny, and that's one of the reasons why we have Mildred the way that she is. Horses do it like that too, yeah. No, it's not a very common occurrence. It's like seeing a cow yawn. It's hilarious when they do it, but they don't do it that often. But it's one of the funniest things you will ever see, and I personally love it. Right, okay, so we've established the rough Mildred silhouette. I want to go back to these numbers a little bit and decide how these planks would fit together. So for the two, so we've got two twos, so we can do these almost the same. I'll have a bit of variation in them, just to make it a bit more interesting. But so the two would be four planks maybe. Again, I can play with the thicknesses, the widths or whatever. We'll do a bit more work with that at a later stage. But see, I wanted to hash out some ideas, because you guys have usually got some really funny ideas, and the fact that you want Mildred in, I think is perfect. And the 0, maybe not a square, maybe like a diamond shape. I think that's probably going to be a bit more aesthetically pleasing, isn't it? So we can put some nails in and stuff. Again, the light from the flames would illuminate certain areas, and it means I don't have to play about too much with like the 3D-ness of it if it's just going to be planks. Again, it's something I can contemplate at a later stage. Maybe it's 2x4s. And then we've got the 5 to worry about as well, because that's going to be slightly separate. Jock is not settling at all. He's not a happy boy. So the 5 would probably be more that kind of shape. Thinking. So I'd need to make sure the scale was right, like the size was right. That looks more like an S though. Don't know how I feel about that. But as I say, I'd put like little nails in, and then we'd have some sort of like wood grain texture, which again is much easier in gouache, because you can put like really thin layers of watered down gouache and then neat paint on top for really fine details. At least a 2x6. Learn something new every day. The other really funny one as well, it's a shame actually, but it's still funny when cows are really heavily pregnant and they've been lying down for a while and they try to get up, they like rock themselves like to get some momentum so that they can push themselves up, and that's really funny as well because you can see it's a lot of effort. And it's the same when they go to lie down, like they have to take a minute to calculate what they're doing and figure out how they're going to do it, and you can see like there's something going on in those tiny little brains. It's very amusing to watch. You like the diamond shape. Daddy is asking, you're not going to be starting this sketchbook in 2026. I am. This is for the main image. We are burning 2025. So that's going to be the picture, and then the dates we're going to put in the corner. So it'll be the 1st of January 2026. That'll be in a separate corner. Yeah, I think some people have misconstrued this. Yes, we're setting fire to 2025. That's the kind of the point. Jan says, hang on, I have been known to do that when I'm getting up. What, like rock yourself a little bit? Yeah, no, that's fine, Cal. No, I thought I'd better explain that. Yes, so this is the burning of 2025. It's not part of the actual date part, if you know what I mean. It just so happens that the date's going to be in the drawing. So we're still going to have a section like this with the actual date that we're starting the sketchbook in. Yeah, so I think that might be... I'm really warming to this idea of gouache as well, for the wood. And again, that's something I do a lot in gouache because I paint a lot of trees. So that's something that's quite familiar. Yeah, when we started, we were on the bin idea. Yeah, so I think that's pretty good. And we can get a fairly accurate Mildred outline as well, I think. So the only thing that I'm going to have to give a lot of thought to is where my highlights are going to go for light sources, because flames are very, they're very unpredictable, they're erratic. So that there's going to be the sort of primary light source which is going to be shining towards our little cow friend here. So she is going to be in shadow and she's going to create a shadow. She will have a cast shadow. That's Mr. Jem coming. Talks away to investigate as well. So now this is the thing. She's triangular. So I'm going to have to figure out what her cast shadow is going to look like, because if the light source is direct, which it's going to be because it's right in front of her, normally the shadow would like peter out that way, but if she's triangular, do we do it that way? That would have to be very direct. I don't know what to do. Okay, right, ideas on shadows then, please. Oh, it's the knees, I see, Jan. For me, it's my lower back that needs a bit of persuasion sometimes, but again, that's usually after a run, if I've stiffened up a wee bit. Oh, Susan's got fireworks now as well. Do you know that's something we're not bothered by? Like, we're far enough out that we don't really... You might hear some off in the distance, but it's very, very, very faint. Doesn't our shadow merge with the dark background? Well, this is the thing though, Thea, because... Here we go, we're on to a bit of light source theory now. Let's go over to this page. Move my Jack Daniels out the way, goodness me. Right, if you think about... If you have a fire, like just say this is the fire, right? It's going to be casting a glow on the ground here. So there is going to be light. And if you put an object in the way, that's going to block the light. So you're still going to have a cast shadow because this light is still feeding out round either side. Does that make sense? hope that makes sense. A light source. Well, no, if we're going to set it on fire, I think it should be on the ground. Because that would really help with light sources too. Yeah, that would make the cast shadow situation a bit easier as well, because if the light source is coming around both sides, which it will be, it's still going to create a normal... Yeah, that would be the right way, wouldn't it? I'm like thinking, I'm doubting myself here. Right, so... Do we still want the dates in the bottom left though? I'm not convinced about this. Yeah, plus we need sky for fireworks. Fireworks, that's a really good point. I think the shadow would fade as the fireworks wouldn't be too bright. Well, no, it's the light from the fire, not the fireworks. No, the fireworks, you can never do much with fireworks. Because the fireworks are just going to be like in the background. Yes, a diminishing triangle. That was so astutely put. Thank you very much. No, for fireworks, I was just thinking like a couple of like wee, like wee bursts. So maybe you'd have like, pew pew. I should take the ones off my watch, shouldn't I? Oh no, they're outrageous. Maybe you could just have like ones that are like a couple of bursts, maybe. Right, let's get some coloured pencils. Let's use the red pencil from earlier. 2 colours for flames, kind of like how you see a 3D image without the glasses. Yeah, so we could have like a little bursty firework. And you're not limited with colours, obviously, if you're going to use gouache, you can mix any colour you want as well. So I was thinking maybe like something like that. Maybe have a wee pew 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 line. Got to have the sound effects. And then we could have more of like these ones that go... I was going to make the same sound effect there. I need to have a different sound effect. These ones kind of go pew pew pew. That was terrible. And then that one's maybe burst already, so something like that. I need to look up firework shapes here. I don't think I've ever spent much time drawing. I think I've maybe drawn fireworks once or twice. Or you could make them more curved, Woo, woo. There's another good firework sound effect. Woo. Maybe more like, yeah, that's going to end up looking like that one though. Yeah, so we've got options. Could the date for 26 be in her hat? No, that's not, because that's going to be squashed into like a tiny space, and this is going to be a silhouette. The dates will have to be separate. The thing is, even if this is a really dark background, if we're using gouache, I can put the dates in white, or I can pick out the orange from the fire, or, that kind of thing. But that's going to be too small and fiddly a space, and then we're going to end up with this like big blank space in the corner, which is going to have nothing in it. And that was kind of what I was talking about earlier. If we have her off to the side here, then that kind of balances out the fact that there's going to be writing in this corner. That's a good point, actually. I think we need to redo that. So let's have a smaller... I'm also assuming here that I'm going in a landscape sketchbook. That's quite brave considering I haven't actually picked out the sketchbook yet. I will be doing that tomorrow though, in my very casual spare time. Right, so let's assume that the numbers are around about here. And that they're on fire. Fire! So we've got all this space here to decide what we want to do in terms of fireworks, and then wee Mildred's going to be sitting about here somewhere with her wee hat on, casting her sort of shadow. So our shadow is going to be slightly off to the side because she's off to the side and obviously the light source is in the middle, so maybe that way a little bit, and then we can pop our dates down in here. I would say fireworks would probably have like a big one here. And we could maybe just have like 2 little diddy ones in the middle there that are slightly offset so that it's not super symmetrical, and then maybe a smaller one on this side. Because again, we've got lots of interest with the fact that Mildred's going to be in this corner. 2026 of firework letters. Can you elaborate a wee bit, Cal? I'm not really understanding what you're saying. Do you mean down here, make them in fireworks? Have the image as a photo on a calendar with part of the calendar dates. That's really complicated, Martin. Like, are you trying to hurt me? In the sky. Could do overlapping ball fireworks. Oh, I quite like that idea as well. You guys have got so many good ideas. I see what you're saying about the fireworks and the lettering being in the sky. But again, I've got like 2 full dates to fit in. That's going to make that really crowded. I think I would rather just have them as like normal fonts, whatever that means. I know what I mean. I think if I had like a font that looks like sparkler numbers from a cake. Oh, we could whatever. Well, again, I like to put the full, like, 'cause I like to put the day and the month in as well. So I don't know how I feel about that either, honestly. Unless we could pull this, so we could, like, if we didn't have it in this corner, we could pull this horizon line right down. So Mildred would almost be like right at the edge of the sheet of paper, like at the edge of the page. And that would give us more sky space, so that horizon line might actually be down there. And we could have the dates up there. Well, that was more for the imagery of it. All right, I see what you're saying. No, I'm not. I'm not really interested in the change of the year in terms of what's going on here. It just so happens that I'm starting a new sketchbook on the 1st of January. But I really like your idea, though. I kind of like that. Because even if I just had... But see, again, the thing is as well, though, if I choose a skinnier sketchbook that's, like, for example, these watercolour journals, there's not a lot of pages in these. So if I ended up finishing one of those within a 12-month period, I wouldn't be able to plan ahead for that, because I'd end up with 2 lots of 2026. Do you know what I mean? Whereas if you were finishing it within a year, you would just have 2026 and like in the spark, you know, like the sparklers like you're talking about in the middle, and then the dates would be either side. So that would be a bit of a gamble. Again, a party hat to be a tiara with 2026. She's facing away from us, so that's going to look like it's not going to have any significance. I'm not really interested in the 2026 part, truthfully. I'm just trying to figure out the best way to incorporate the dates, like the start and the finish dates for the sketchbook. I don't know if I've actually finished a sketchbook within a year, do you know that? But I've always used like much thicker ones than the likes of these ones. So there is every possibility I could use a sketchbook in a year. Like even this one was 2 years. So it's probably likely I'm going to have 2 lots of dates. This is getting complicated. Lots to think about though, and this is exactly why I like doing this stuff with you guys. I'm gonna have to look up some fireworks images. Could just do it as a divider page in a longer term book. I just put it on the shadow on the left. I don't have a shadow on the left though. Do you mean down here? You could have a little animal, a bird flying across the sky with a banner attached to it for added writing space. Make it funny if it's a non-flying animal. So good. I think this is getting very intricate and very complicated. I don't think that I need to go... Like, I love all these ideas, but I want it to be relatively simple. It's a cover page. I'm really leaning towards... I kind of like the idea of putting the dates in the sky, though. So... Like, I think we're onto something with that. So if I brought the horizon all the way down though, so just big enough to fit Mildred on, because I mean, she's got a big ass, let's face it. So, but again, it means we could move Mildred to the middle. So the 2025 would be sitting on the ground. So we would then have the option, we could put Mildred in the middle here rather than off to the side, because we don't need this space down here. Take that out. And then that would give me all this space. And I would have room then to do both of the dates in fireworks. That might work. Because I was thinking you'd have the first date like here. And then obviously you've got a wee space in the middle, and then the second date could go around that side. And that would be quite aesthetically pleasing as well. Yeah, I think I agree with Green Hat. Like, don't make a big deal of like the ground space. So just make it like a little bit of grass. Obviously, it would be quite dark unless it was close to the fire. But you'd give that like a wee. You'd make that a really, really dark green, like almost black, and then lighten it up obviously with the glow from the fire. So, you know, your light source would maybe stretch out to that sort of area. And then you'd have wee Mildred in the middle with her party hat on, and her bum, and her tail. And then we could have dates. So your date, like, you could have 2026 down there. And then we could just put 1-1. And we could make that all fireworky. Fireworky. Cal makes a good point, like a dark indigo. Well, yeah, even these two colours, like the pine green. So if we popped some pine green down, just make sure that's still in the shot. Put the pine green. And then if you slap a little bit of indigo down over the top of that, you're still getting that nice green tinge. But as I say, if we're going to do it in gouache, then I can mix whatever I would like to mix. But that's probably a good shout. And then in an area of shadow, you can just go heavier on the indigo. Make a wee Mildred shadow like that. And that would be fine and dandy also. Oh, lots to think about. Lots to think about, my goodness. Right, okay. So, the main things are like gouache. Do we want gouache? Light sources, so we need to practice the light source, which will be fine. We can do that. And then I wonder if you can get such a thing as a firework font. Is that a thing, guys? I don't know if it is. Let's find out. Oh, well, this is interesting. It's more like sparklers than okay. Just shut this door, Mr. James. Plodding about. Plodding about. You'll kill me for this one, the fireworks. Roman numerals, would that be easier than normal numbers? Maybe. Yeah, these are all really... I don't know. Like, it would be really easy to do this digitally. You know, because you could have like a slight glow around them, but I don't know if this is such a good idea. But again, Roman numerals is all very well, but you're going to have a huge line of numbers if you want to do the day, the month and the year, which is what I want. So I don't know if that's a good... I like that idea, but I don't think it's And saying that, the sparkler style might be quite easy to do with paint. And this is what I'm thinking, because there's one here and it's just got like pew 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 bits coming out of it. Green Hat thinks keep the book date small, too much will detract from the burning of 2025. Well, the other thing I was thinking about as well is, because I quite like this, I like the symmetry of this, like this appeals to me. What I could maybe do is, we're gonna move this horizon line again. If we moved it slightly further up, say to about there. So we've got our 2025, we've got Mildred doing her thing. I could just have the dates in a line along the bottom here, like rather than like box off an area, because this is going to be quite dark anyway. And I could just do them in white, and it means we could still have some actual fireworks, you know, up round here, which again in gouache are going to be marvellous fun. So maybe we could do that. That might work. Green Hat likes that idea. I think I like that idea too. It lets us keep Mildred, it gives us fireworks, and we can still put 2025 in the bin by burning it. I think that's probably the nicest version that we've got. Firework colours, like I want like really bright like purples, and because we could use some of Julia's shiny paints as well on top of the gouache. Oh, everyone likes that better. Okay, well that's good. Excellent. I'm glad we've cleared that up. Okay, well that's given me a lot to work with. I do plan literally tomorrow, apart from the things I have to do, which is go for a run, walk my dogs, and decide what's happening about dinner, because we've really got nothing planned for that. I'm going to spend a little bit of time to myself tomorrow. So I think I'll probably just grab a like a scrap piece of paper and try some stuff out. Like not as rough as this, a bit more refined, and see if I can come up with something a bit more solid before I decide what sketchbook it's going in. Purple, blue, green fireworks, a good contrast to yellow, orange fire. Good point. Like it very much. Okay, so today's date is the 31st of December 2025. What a productive way to end a sketchbook. I would like to just take a wee moment here to show you the some of the innards of this sketchbook, because I feel it's something that people get caught up on a lot, with how perfect their sketchbook should be. The two things that are always guaranteed in my sketchbooks, and I am not a person that draws every day, and I'm not a person that generally uses a sketchbook for everything. I quite often do really rough, like nothings on a sheet of scrap paper, and then go straight into a finished drawing. But one thing you can always guarantee is I will always have a test page, especially if it's a brand of sketchbook I've never used before. And it's just to see how stuff sits on the paper. That I would say this particular sketchbook would definitely be more suited to markery type work. The paper's quite smooth. It has served a great purpose for me though, and it's taken most things to a degree, because I did try out quite a lot of stuff. The other thing you'll always find in my sketchbook is this cover page like that. That will always happen, it'll always be there. But just to take a quick flick through, there's barely anything in any of my sketchbooks that resembles a finished drawing, and if there is, they're few and far between. I'm very much like a half-cocked idea kind of person, and to me that's what a sketchbook's for. Sketchbooks shouldn't be full of finished drawings, because if they're full of finished work, what are you doing with it? This is a thing that's taken time. So if you go through, I did a video on this a while back, but if you go through my sketchbooks chronologically, they actually get messier as you go along. Like the standard of artwork that's actually inside a sketchbook gets worse, and it's just because I use them for a different purpose. I mean, there's Mecha Froggy in his infancy, and that's probably about the closest thing you'll get to a finished drawing. Like I've got some wee sketches and stuff here, but there's absolutely nothing that's even remotely sensible or finished. There's a wee bit of colour sometimes, but there's nothing. I'm trying to find something that looks remotely finished, and there just isn't anything. Donkeys. Drew some donkeys. Oh, there we go. Two pencil drawing of animal eyes. That's probably the closest thing that you'll find then. Yeah. See, I think social media's got a lot to do with it as well, though, because everything's very, everything's very procured, isn't it? This is just basically Jem's brain farts, and I'm not sorry. And there's Shere Khan. That was, remember we were when I did the tiger in the cage, and I really wanted to draw Shere Khan, so I did. Again, just really rough bit of colour pencil, nothing exciting. Some trees, unsurprisingly, but you're all really shocked by that. And there's Bear. That was one of our wee Highland, little Highland boys. That was at the old farm. I quite like that one, but again, it's very rough. It wasn't, it's like the 3/4 finished or something. That was just testing out some gouache paint. There's like way too much going on there for it to be a finished gouache painting of any description, but you can see I was testing out all my textures and one thing and another. That was quite good fun. I quite enjoyed that. Scribbles with a really faint grey ink marker, and then tried to make them into things. So I've got a pretty cool cliff with like a waterfall going on there and some palm trees, but again, nothing to write home about really. And then we're into sticker territory. So there we go, that was some finished drawings, to be fair. I was Aqua Pig in there, and the Clock Marine, obviously. And there's my yellow pen incident. That wasn't going so good. And Mr. Chubbs. So yeah, I'm not really, that was my little Lego plants, the little happy plants. But that's just what sketchbooks are for. There's another half finished one. It's not my niece's drawings. Oh, that was the other thing I wanted to show you. We were talking about Lego-ifying the reindeer, and I remembered I got one. It was in last year's Lego Advent Calendar, so I used him as my reference. So I do actually have a Lego reindeer underneath Randall that we did in the last stream. These were the paintbrushes I was talking about. I don't know what I'm doing with these paintbrushes. They seem to hold a lot of water. They don't. They're not doing much on this paper. I haven't tried them on other paper. You can see they're really streaky. Like, they're really, really strange. So I was going to try with a wee bit of gouache and see what happened, because I feel like they're too soft. I'm like, where have I put them? I sat them down somewhere. Yeah. I feel like they're too soft to use for acrylic and gouache, and they're bigger brushes as well. Normally I would work on a much smaller scale, so they're like an off-brand, but there's a 3/4 inch cat's tongue. I mean, and it looks like such a lovely brush, and it did give me a mark of descriptions. This is watercolour paint, but it's left streaks almost like I've been using acrylic, but they feel far too, like the bristles are far too soft for acrylic paint. I like a stiffer brush for that. So yeah, I'm not really sure about them. I'm going to try them on watercolour paper. And again, I don't really have any bigger brushes because I tend to work like A5. So there's a wee dagger brush there as well, and this flat brush as well. Whew. So I don't know. I think this requires more investigation. There is quite a nice 1/2 inch flat brush there. That would be really, I would use that for the scale that I normally work on. And there's a really nice number 14 round as well. I felt like the round brush was a bit wayward. Again, it's like the bristles are really, really soft. So I don't know. But the flat brush is great as well. Look at that nice thin line I got. Obviously that was it on its side that way. So I'm not really sure what to do with these, honestly, but I think I'll try with a couple of types of paint. Well, that's the thing though, like, Cal's saying about being for washes, that yeah, I think I maybe need to try them with what actual watercolour paper and possibly different paint, but we'll see. Someone did ballet skirts with a dagger. Oh, interesting. Okay, so that requires more investigation. But anyway, I'm not complaining. Free paintbrushes, like, one. So just before we finish up then, now that we've talked about the principles of using a sketchbook, just for this coming year, I mean, my art goals haven't really changed because I didn't get very far with them this year. I really want to do more gouache. I want to do more painting in general. I've got a massive canvas for the kitchen, which I've talked about before, and I'm going to do that in acrylic. So I want to spend a little bit more time with that, but I really want to push my gouache painting a bit further this year. That's like my main thing that I want to achieve. That's really what I'm going for. I've already got a commission for the new year as well, which I know the it's a pet portrait and I know the dog, so I'm more than happy to do it, but I wasn't expecting to have one of those lined up like straight out the gate, so I'm a busy. But the other thing that I want to do in terms of the cave and the cave community is get back to putting out regular videos, and I don't think I'm ever going to go back to 2 videos a week every week. It's far too labour intensive and it becomes quite stressful, and it becomes a chore, and I don't ever want artwork of any description or in any format to be a chore. But there will definitely be videos. I mean, I'm starting to line them up now, so there'll be much more video content this coming year, but we will keep up our live streams, as I said. Again, it just won't be one every week, so there's going to be a bit more of a mixture of videos and live streams, which I think is nice because a lot of people don't like the live stream format, and I understand that. I don't really like editing videos, but I've been doing it for long enough that it's just part of that, it's just what you've got to do. So that's kind of my plan. I'm still toying with the idea of what I'm doing with shorts. I've been thinking about that on and off quite a lot, and it really is an opportunity to tap into a slightly different demographic, and sort of widen the audience a little bit. So I think that's worth a venture. I don't think I want to throw myself into it full force and just, start making Instagram reels every 10 minutes. I would still rather have the quality of the content than the volume, which is what shorts are. It's like you make a short that's 3 minutes long, but you pump out like 6 or 7 of them a week. Don't want to get into that territory. But that's definitely on the cards to do a little bit more. So I'll probably do that via Instagram and TikTok as well, because I quite like a little bit of TikTok, I do. And again, it's just tapping into a different audience. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at with that. Personally, want to keep running, and I'm glad that I'm been for a run today, and I'll be running tomorrow morning. My first race, as I mentioned earlier, is the middle of March, so I'm using that as like my first sort of milestone, and just see what happens. And I would also like to drop the pounds that I've put on. I would like to lose them and maybe lose a wee bit more as well, and get myself closer to like a more normal weight. I'm not really interested in being super skinny or super fit or whatever. I just need to be more fit and slightly slimmer than I am just now. So that's kind of me for this coming year. I wonder if any of you guys have any specific art goals that you're looking to achieve next year. I would be really interested to hear what you've got planned, if you've made any decisions on that, or is it too early? Like, is that something that you do tomorrow? Katara says the problem with live streams is that unless you're there, they're long and sometimes hard to watch through. But I don't know. I'm just taking a sort of stab in the dark here, Katara, but I tend to think that people that watch replays have maybe got them on in the background while they're doing something else. Cal wants to try a new medium. That's an excellent thing to want to achieve next year. Mary wants to improve her procreating. Yeah. Katara's going for 1 draw a week. Okay. Thea just wants to do more arting in general. But that's the thing, I don't really see them as resolutions. It's more things that I want to achieve in the next 12 months. So I think that's 2 very different things. I think it's really important to have structure and goals and some like aspirations for the next 12 months. Green Hat started a mural in the bedroom months ago and still isn't finished. Would be good to do that. Yeah, that's a good one too. Oh, Europa wants to do a craft fair next Christmas. That sounds cool as well. I like that. And Dalek, I didn't even know you were in here. Have you been sneaky in this whole time? You want to get better at using Procreate too. I have to say, like, I am not a digital artist at all, but I really like it. It's very good. It's very intuitive, I find. And the new brushes as well are great. Jan's got a hold of gouache boxes that she needs to get done and learn the medium. Patty wants to win the lottery. Yeah, you and me both, Patty. Cal's found a whip from 2019. We're just going to finish that. Better late than never. That's funny. I read that, and it'd be quite handy. We always say that, just a couple of million. That would do. Like, we're not asking much. Fair enough. Well, I'm glad that you some of you have got a vision of maybe something that you'd like to try and do or work towards next year. See, I feel with arts and running specifically, like I feel much better having either something to work towards or just something that I'd really like to do. I'll say for running, for me, the first thing to do is get back, because I used to race all the time. Like, I always had a race booked, and I'd sometimes have one booked before I'd run the one that I'd booked before, if that makes sense. And it just gives you a lot of perspective and discipline because you're consistently working towards something. It can be a little bit more difficult with art, especially if it is a more casual hobby. So I just think it's nice to talk about these things and, you know, decide what you want to do. It's a little bit different for me, to be fair, because obviously I've got you guys and I've got the cave, and it's such a big part of my life. And this is going to be year 8. The cave is going to be 8 years old in March, which is really, really nice as well. So if you guys even just want to come along for the ride and listen to me whittering on the way I've been doing for the past 7 years, then do you know what? Lovely. I'm happy to have you all. Patty's finished her Inktober's End tag from 2023. Yes. There you go, Patty. See? Yeah, do you want to be braver in your artiness, like, overall? Yeah. Okay. Love it. Excellent. Very, very good, everyone. I'm impressed. I'm really disappointed. Just to end on a great note, I'm really disappointed that no one else got some of the cave bingo stuff. So I'm going to put you all out your misery now. Nobody mentioned Cavemas. I'm sorely disappointed in all of you. I thought someone would have mentioned Cavemas and nobody did. I was pretty sure that was a guaranteed one. So you've let me down, Cavers. You've let me down. Send Gem over the edge. This is almost always a given as well. Like, people have made me chuckle in the last couple of streams, but I haven't actually like lost it and had to like compose myself, which is mildly disappointing from the fact that I really like being made to laugh like that, but no one said something that's been really, really funny. So yeah, that was your next one. This was a bit specific. Someone with a toppled Christmas tree. Again, I thought that might have been mentioned in the Christmas Eve stream. So yeah, that was just thrown out there as obviously as a festive effort. This one, Thea and I were laughing about this in the last stream. I was talking about how bright the green pencil was, and Thea's like, yeah, it's really bright. And nobody said, yeah, it's offensive green. I'm like, we practically like hand fed you that one and nobody got it. And the thing is, in the chat, I'd cottoned on to Thea doing that and none of you were picking it up at all. I was like, oh my god. I can't believe no one mentioned, like, and I did stress the point, and so did Thea, but no one was biting. Mention another artist. So this was something that came up earlier, and that when Thea had tagged me. Someone always mentions like another YouTuber or something and no one did it. But Thea was questioning, because I'd asked the question about if anyone was colouring anything. There was a couple of you that came up almost together saying you were colouring in someone's colouring book, and that's why I didn't give that as a as a win, because there was a couple of you that mentioned the book and the artist. at the same time. So, but I was thinking that someone would be like, oh, I've got, like I'm doing an art course from such and such, or I really like watching blah blah blah, and none of you did that either. So, and the last one was anyone that was watching in an unusual place. Again, Jan in the car and Patty walking. Evie doesn't count. Everyone seems to be at home, so yeah. What about when someone mentioned earlier that someone blew something up in 2016? I think that was Thea that mentioned that, was it not? Thea's like, yeah, nothing. I can't remember. Oh no, maybe not. I don't know. Can anyone... It wasn't you? Okay. I must have missed that part. Who blew something up? And was it an artist? Anyone? Oh, yeah! Well, there you go then. And we missed it. Right, but does that count as... Does that count as art though? Are we just... Are we kind of clutching at straws here, or do I really just want to give Green Hat a prize? Do we think that Green Hat deserves a prize? Thea's found she's pinpointed the exact comment at 6:46 p.m. Oh, that's funny. Yes, give Green Hat the prize. Oh, why not? That's funny. Right, okay. It's very funny. Everyone looks up. It's on YouTube. Right, okay. Right. Give Green Hat the prize. Lovely jubbly. Right, so now to show you what the prizes actually are. So to all of our giveaway bingo winners, I bought a pack of teeny tiny sketchbooks. They're so small. They do lay flat though, like the way that they're stitched, they do actually lie flat. I just thought this was a great idea because quite a lot of people talk about, wanting to be more consistent with their drawing and stuff. So everyone that has won a Festive Bingo prize is going to get one of those, and it's a pencil. I know it's something small and it's fairly trivial, but I just thought that was really nice. The paper's actually quite nice in these as well. So it's something that's easy and cheap for me to post out as well, because we've got a couple of people that are in different countries. They're not in the UK, so that's just a little way for me to give back a wee bit for y'all. Who doesn't want It's a Pencil though? So congratulations, Green Hat, you're going to be getting a tiny sketchbook and an It's a Pencil. I will get everyone's details. Thea's kept note of all the winners, so I'll contact everyone and get... They're really great for sketching in the pub and no one noticing I have one. Thanks, Jan. We've got a Jan endorsement. That's always a good thing. So after the new year, once I'm back up and running, I'll make sure these get sent out. Oh, Katara, you missed that. The Thea, can you help Katara out, please? We have a New Year bundle deal, so you can buy the tote bag, the sketchbook, and a set of 3 pencils for a fixed price that's a wee bit cheaper than if you were to buy them all separately. But you can also buy the items separately, and Thea is going to provide you with the link. Green Hat's so excited for It's a Pencil. Well, there you go. You don't even have to buy one, Green Hat. You're getting one for free. It's all good. Right, guys. I'm going to call it there. It's 6:45 here in Scotland, and it's time for me to have some some more festive tipples. I just want to thank you all very much, specifically you guys that are here in this chat, in this live stream. You've been very consistent supporters over this last year, and it has been a rough year for me, and time again, if you are available, you turn up and you all engage, and we have such a good time in these live streams. Like, I really enjoy them, and I used to find them quite stressful, and I used to get quite nervous doing them, and that's another good thing that's come out of this year, because I've done so many, that sort of stress has almost dissipated completely. So please know that I appreciate all of you, like, I really do. And the fact that there's a lot of you that have been here for years now, and you still come and tag along, whether it's for the crack or learning a Scottish word or discussing cow anatomy and silhouettes and things, like, I really enjoy all of it, and I love that we've combined all these things, like talking about books and comedians that are not artists, and you know, like, it's just really good fun, and I feel like we've got a really good safe space to come and enjoy ourselves. So please know that you're all appreciated, like, you really are. And I love having the cave. I mean, we're nearly at 8 years. I'm never going to stop doing this, like, and even when disastrous things happen, I've still kept going. So here's to 2026 and a year of more gouache painting for me, and generally lovely arting for all of us. I also want to extend special thanks to Thea. Thea has caught so many mistakes and things that have been wrong, and she's just been really supportive, not only as a mod to the cave, but she's been a really good friend to me this year as well. So Thea, thank you so much. Pink udder hands to you. I think I might have been in the poop without you on a couple of occasions. So I shall see you all in 2026. Enjoy your new year, all of you, and I hope some of you are going to party. I hope some of you are going to have cosy nights in, and I hope some of you are going to go to bed and rest. And I will post up the stream schedules and stuff in the next couple of days. Pink udder hands, please. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, we've got lots of pink udder hands. Also, thank you to all of you that have bought the New Year bundle. That's only available today and tomorrow. So if you want the cave merch at a slightly reduced price, get over to the website, get the bundle, because I will be taking it down at the close of play tomorrow. Bye everyone, we'll see you again soon.